Hi, it's of the devil this Saturday. Hello, I was cosplaying Morgan earlier today. I'm not on camera in that cosplay because it's way too hot outside to be doing all that. And to be setting all that up after I was at an event. But I was at the Chicago Yuri Cafe today. It was so fun. It was so cute. The organizer mentioned that it might become a like annual recurring thing, and I really hope it does because it was really cute. It was like kind of a bigger and also more crowded cafe than I imagined, but it was really cute just being in a room, and there was like a manga for people to borrow, and there's a little whiteboard where everybody could write their favorite Yuri, and there were a couple booths, and it was just like a really nice like cozy sort of community feeling thing. There were a ton of people. It was really busy. They had like themed drinks, and people were recommending each other's stuff. It was so cute. Good evening, Zombie Emblem. Hello. My friend Maddie and I, who I assume the handful of people who really like Of the Devil have probably already seen it, but my friend Maddie was my Emma today. We were Emma and Morgan at the Yuri Cafe, and a lot of people were like, oh, what are you cosplaying from? Because like nobody's gonna know what Of the Devil is. Especially like generally the crowd of cup sleeves are like a little bit younger. So like it a little bit younger and a little bit more like anime than games generally, or like the games that they play are generally gacha. So I had two people ask me if I was cosplaying from Honkai Star Rail, and I was like, no, but that's a fair guess. I get Makima pretty frequently. By pretty frequently I mean like somebody yelled it across a con center at me once, and it is my Makima wig. I got mistaken for Kafka a couple times today because the harness setup is pretty similar, and you know, Makima shaped women. What are you gonna do? So a couple of people like came up, and like if they didn't know what I was cosplaying from, or they like were mistaken about who I was cosplaying, they would ask about it, and we'd be like, okay, so you have to play it. That's the burden of the underrepresented fave. The thing is though, people these days are very like good about like, it was a friendlier crowd too than just like the average con goer. Not to say that the average con goer is inherently unfriendly, but there's a lot of stuff going on at a con. It's not always a conversation you'll stop to have. But people at the Yuri Cafe, because we're all just sitting in the same cafe, like ordering drinks and not really like moving around very much. A lot of people were like, oh, what is that? Like, tell me about it. Like, if it's Yuri, I want to hear more. So that was very cute, very fun. We definitely had a couple people who were like, oh, okay, I'm definitely going to check that out. It'd be nice if they run it again next year too. I'd like to go if I can plan transport in advance. It was really nice. It was a bit more out of the way for us than where we usually go, but it was at Omi Cafe in Chicago. I think there's two locations, and we were at the one on Broadway, but it was a really nice cafe, and they had like food and snacks and stuff too. I got a drink. I haven't watched this movie yet, but I got a drink themed after Cosmic Princess Kaguya, and two of the cosplayers who were featured were Cosmic Princess Kaguya cosplayers, which was really cute. Because like the popular Yuri, I feel, is like Alien Stage is very popular these days with cosplayers. Popular, but probably not weather appropriate or really like a thing that a lot of people have done right now immediately is Artco. Agot and Coco is really big. I feel like in a couple of months or so, like maybe when the anime wraps up, we're gonna see a lot more people cosplaying Artco. I feel like there were one or two Green Yuri enjoyers. You guys know what I'm talking about. Nanahachi was big, but it was nice to see Cosmic Princess Kaguya, because I thought generally it would be like a bit more the, not that Cosmic Princess Kaguya is not popular, but like I thought it would have been one of the more like immediately identifiable popular ones, like Beiguang or something, Beidou and Ningguang from Genshin, stuff like that. But yeah, Cosmic Princess Kaguya, very, very cute. I got a photo card. I also got a print of Coco from Witch Hat, because that is my daughter. I'm gonna put her next to the key-free print that I got at ASEN. But yeah, the entire time we were there, and actually from this morning onward, if you saw me in my Discord server this morning, I was just yapping about theories and stuff because my brain did not stop after yesterday. Because we were talking theories and speculation for this game. And first thing in the morning, I was like, I'm gonna keep yapping about this shit. And then I realized on the way back home from the Yuri cafe, because initially we were like, I wasn't sure I was gonna be back in time to stream, so I already wasn't planning on streaming Saturday, because generally speaking, I have moved stuff away from my weekends because my weekends are very busy, and I very often have to cut out an entire weekend for something like a con or a event or something, or if my friends are free on a weekend, I will be gone, and so I've generally moved away from doing weekend streams. But I realized, one, today I got home earlier than I thought I would, and two, I realized I have a couple Fridays coming up that I know are going to be busy. And so ideally, if I can finish episode 2 and be just completely caught up to the game before I knock out like several weeks, so that people aren't just like hanging on people including me are not on just like a crazy cliffhanger, that might be beneficial, because I think the next 2 Fridays I'm gone, or at least the 26th I'm gone. And I feel like the 3rd I might be gone too. I'm not 100% sure. But just in case, I thought it would work out timing wise if I wrapped up episode 2 a bit quicker. And like, I know it wasn't exactly something that I planned in advance, but also it's a Saturday night. People are probably going to, the people who are going to be free are going to be free, and the people who are not going to be free for this, they can watch the VOD. It's okay. And it'll be all right. I do think most of the people watching me for Of the Devil, and I think this is true for most visual novels, it's people on their like 2nd or 3rd rewatch of a game that they really, really love, and they want to see how another person interacts with it. And that's what's really fun about watching like visual novel streams. I know that's really big in Ace Attorney. 999, that's fun. Somnium Files, that's a really fun one. Like, there are story beats that you want to see people react to. So I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if a couple of people miss it. Hopefully some people who haven't been able to make it for Fridays might be able to tune in and whatnot. But yeah. The other thing, I was thinking about Sosuke Ikaruya so hard. I really like Sosuke. I was talking about other potential cosplays that I might want to do from this. This one, this Heartbreak Killer, this cute little outfit that she wears to kill everybody, kill all the blue bloods. It's adorable. The only thing is her ponytail. If I like actually super style my wig, because the thing about my wig as it is right now is it's not very heavily styled. It's literally just clipped up with a claw clip, which is not 100% accurate to how she operates, like how her hair is like positioned. Nobody cares that much, but like I do. And if I were to pin it up the way that she has it pinned, it would not be easy to get it back into this ponytail. So that might be a get a second wig situation. That might be maybe a just don't style the back situation. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, this is one that I was thinking of. And then also, let me just use visual aids actually. So, oh yeah, I can just like show you what the hell is going on with her hair. The thing with her hair is that this part is clipped up, and then she has these two like half pieces going over that, which is not something that I do because it's just like really difficult. And so I would want to glue that in place on my wig. And if I glue it in place, I can't pull it back down into the ponytail, so unfortunately there's that. Oh, she's so cute. Sarah is one that would be fun to do. I really like the barcode in her hair and I would like to make that. The thing is though, her outfit is so much I would have to make all that. It would probably just be, I do like this fit. She's so cute. Who are you? Oh, this is Barrows. Oh, where the hell is... Oh, are you kidding? 80 was almost Miku? She can still be Miku if we try hard enough. We can give her twin tails. Helen is one that I would totally cosplay if I wanted to like physically make any of this. Like this is a very me character that I would pick for cosplay. It's just that like construction wise, I'm very, very lazy and I don't know if I will do all that. David is what I'm considering though. I'm very much considering David because unfortunately I do dress like this. I do dress like this. I don't know if I would bring him to an event. The only place that I think he would really get like recognized would be MagFest, and I want to spend a lot of time as Morgan at MagFest, so I don't think I'll ever like bring him anywhere necessarily. Maybe for a little bit at MagFest. We'll see how I feel. Oh, and these aren't... These are not unlocked yet. But yeah, oops, accidentally took a screenshot. Mide is another one that I'm considering. Main menu. Yeah, Mide is another one that I would really like to cosplay. And then Sosuke. Sosuke I would really like to cosplay. The other thing. I accidentally advanced the dialogue by 1 slide yesterday. Really, really funny. Oh shit, by 2 slides. Okay. How much do you know about host clubs? I forgot. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Just what I said. You can't enter the crime scene until you pass our security clearances. You gotta be. You're a drug-pushing lowlife. Why would I need your permission to go anywhere? I take offense to that. I've never worked in pharma. Oh, I love this color palette. London, this is really, really fun. Han, not the time to be a smartass. Reyes, it'll only take 30 seconds. You're serious? This is reality? God, Han is so pretty. I have forgotten her first name already. Hold on. Oh my god, there we go. What's her first name? I went past you in the alphabet. Adelaide, right? Adelaide. Thank you, Mouse Blaster. Mouse Blaster is a really, really good username. It's such a cute name. I see why she doesn't use it. Yeah, same with Morgan being Evangeline. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. We were talking a lot yesterday about like how Morgan values family and like adoption versus birth families and stuff. I do think it's interesting that Morgan chooses to use what is presumably her family name over her first name. I do think that she doesn't like the first name. Both in that like, it's a very feminine name and it's a very religious sounding name. It just doesn't really seem to fit her. I do think it was chosen for the irony of it. This is of the devil and Evangeline is kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting choice to go by Morgan when it's presumably her parents' name. The city's expecting blue bloods to keep a crime scene secure. They're the ones committing the goddamn crimes. Hey, if that's your criteria, half the police force should be disqualified. Or is excessive force not a real crime? Are battered spouses not real victims? Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about names and like what names mean, especially with like how much weight it gave Sarah to be called by her father's last name. She's Sarah Asher. She's not just Sarah. Ugh. Much to think about. Much to think about. I like them all. Guess assault's only assault when it's a real person on the receiving end. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if Of the Devil will ever handle the thing that respectfully, or actually they may have, they've touched on this a little bit, I think, but the thing that respectfully Detroit Become Human completely fumbled, which is the concept of like assaults on androids, just like physical violence towards them. I feel like they mentioned, and like, you know, I'm trying to be sensitive about it here, but I'm pretty sure they mentioned something along the lines of like sexual assault towards androids in this universe. Especially in regards to like whether that counts as a person. Trying to remember if the detail of the name of the practice she worked at before getting her own has yet to show up, or if we're past it. I feel like it came up, but I can't remember it, so maybe save it until we're sure. Where is my... Sorry, I'm trying to look for something here. Where's my trash can? Oh, it's across the room. Anyway. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the thing that Detroit Become Human just like completely glossed over, kind of fumbled, of like not really like considering like the personhood of the victim, but I'm talking about in terms of like what does that violence mean? Like what could that mean for a character? Like if somebody is going around, yeah, when she was talking to Dawes about the pink rooms, but basically like if somebody goes around battering androids, what does that mean, like morally, legally, ethically in this world? Because the fact that that industry exists is not surprising or even really that far-fetched. If anything, they talked about that being where a lot of the advances were, I think, or I may be assuming that, but I wonder if it'll ever come up that an android is like severely damaged in one of these crimes, because I assume the rest will also probably be high-profile murders, because murders are fun in games. But I wonder if it'll ever come up with like, I don't know, say there's like a rich victim of a violent crime, and then they're like, and also they destroyed my android, do you know how much money that costs? And then like if it were to be like, I mean, yeah, it costs a lot of money, but like they also distinctly caved in the faces of these androids, which seems a little bit specific if you're just trying to destroy property, like something along those lines. I don't know, I'm pulling shit out of my ass right now. Something like if you tried to apply a serial killer's modus operandi to android victims, you know, like usually like a serial killer is defined by like, oh, they did this for insert psychological reason. Does that still count when there is a non-person victim, right? And then there's also the possibility of like David's other 300 android children or whatever the fuck. 300 AI children, the possibility of one of them becoming a victim, or a perpetrator of the violence. Yeah, it's like they're considered persons enough that the violence directed at them is tinged with the contempt that you direct towards a human, I guess, right? Like, I feel like that's something that would be argued in a courtroom in this game. Or even like how people will bring up a person's history of harming like animals or destruction of property or something like that. And the thing that's literally on the screen right now, I guess the assault's only assault when it's a real person on the receiving end. What Han is talking about is a real person is somebody with money and status. She's not talking about androids at all, but along those lines. Birds in, squirrels in, ads. Yeah. Cyanus is legitimate, Reyes. All the paperwork is in order and signed by our bosses. These idiots are walking around barehanded and knocking shit over and leaving trash all over the goddamn place. Should we give them badges while we're at it? Let them investigate crimes too? I have many thoughts about you too, Reyes. I brought up that she seems not quite indoctrinated, but very much like parroting the cop ideology. I do wonder if she had anything to do with the attack on Sosuke. I know we mentioned that her body cam would have footage of it. So I do wonder. I kind of feel like she didn't contribute. Oddly enough. I think she's a lot more bark than she is bite. We already investigate crimes. Do you have any idea how many missing teens there are in the lower wards? And Hana's like also bringing up a good point here of like, just bringing up a good point, but it's going a little warped. Like what she's trying to bring up is like, well, we take our job seriously because we actually care about what's going on, but it's turning into like, oh, you people have no problems up there, right? What, to him getting beat up in the ambulance? I think that was Morgan's read too. Yeah, I agree. I don't really think, yeah, she didn't, oh, right. She didn't have the visceral bloodlust of someone who'd actually do it or some such. I think she may have been a bystander. I think she may have let it happen. That seems a bit more in line with what Reyes would do. But I don't think Reyes is so far, like, deep in the paint that she was one of the people attacking. For that matter, I don't think he was there. Or no, I think he was there. I'm not sure. I don't think London would have assisted either. I don't know where I stand with London. He's, like, earning my trust slowly. As like from a Morgan POV, from like a me the player POV, I mean, I kind of trust what his actions are gonna be, but he's interesting. No, because we find them, because we actually give a shit about the people who live down here. I need to like let these conversations breathe before I launch into analysis. They keep like saying exactly what I bring up. Oh, and I'm sure your prices are very generous. Better their parents get a bill from us than a letter of condolences from you. So sorry, ma'am, but he looked suspicious as he was running away. Han, not helping. Reyes, let's calm down. Sorry that I'm not calm when we got actual orcas stomping all over the scene where a cop was murdered. Last I counted, there were 5 bodies upstairs. Are both of your eyes broken, or do you just not recognize anyone without a badge as human? Perhaps we've come at a bad time. I was gonna say, oh, fuck. The reason that I do start launching into analysis before letting it breathe is that I will forget in the middle. Yeah, this thing too about like, better their parents get a bill from us and a letter of condolences from you. Like, are the Blue Bloods doing more preventative measures than the cops are? Because the cops are focused on, you know, punitive justice. Nothing for it. Gotta strike while the iron's hot. The iron seems very hot in this instance, Adonai. Sorry to interrupt, folks. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna take another look upstairs. No, you! Hey, why not? You nearly died once already today. Why not let these orcas give you the tour? Was that you giving me permission? No, you and London should both be at a goddamn hospital or whatever, getting debriefed. She doesn't need your permission. She is mine. Ma'am, you can go right ahead upstairs. Talk over me again and I'll break your finger. Is that an ad recording right now? That sounded like a threat. You want to hear a threat? I'll... Clearly, this isn't gonna work. So, Han, why don't you head upstairs and wait for Morgan? I don't take orders from you. Who do you take orders from? Want me to give them a call? Let them know you're going around kicking hornets' nests and scratching your head over why everyone's getting stung? Whatever. You think you can just walk away after the shit you said? Turn around and... Take a walk, sunshine. London, if you think for even one... I'm not kidding, Farah. Take a walk. Forget it. You can all go to hell for all I care. Oh, for... No, not you. For God's sake. Sorry about the bad timing. No, that was gonna blow up no matter what. Situations like this require compromise, and Reyes is
uncompromising.
At least you're around to balance her out. You might be the most compromised cop I've ever met.
That was not a very nice thing to say.
Reyes is so interesting. I'm so curious where her arc is going. Yeah, I think I was a little bit less compelled in episode 1. I don't think, like, for any weakness of her character, but, like, there's so much going on in episode 1 that is more to my taste media-wise. But, like, I was actually, like, just talking about, like, today even, like, Reyes is not really, like, the type of character I usually focus on, but, like, I'm really kind of compelled by her morality. And it shows that you haven't met that many cops. I'm surprised you're still welcome around here after what happened in the courtroom. Yeah? Oh, Bresson? The Blue Bloods are a big organization, and Bresson was pretty firmly on the other side. Gals like Han who work in the gray areas might as well live in a different world. I fully read that as the gay areas. If you say so. I just didn't think the Mafia would allow the death of one of their own to go so unanswered. They sent him into a courtroom packed with police with a modded arm that only had one shot. I don't think they're surprised he didn't make it back. He only had one shot?
Will Detective Reyes be all right? She seemed angry.
More so than usual. Yeah, she'll be all right. Blowing up, yelling, cursing, that's nothing. Practically healthy. It's the ones who go quiet you gotta worry about. I do also wonder why this is so personal for Reyes. Like, her job as a whole seems very personal for her. And we don't really know why yet. What brings you back here anyway?
We're pursuing leads. Look at her little sparkle.
Sounds serious. About Chopin, your testimony. Anyone go digging into Chopin after my implications earlier today? Lady Rockford will probably take it seriously, if only to cross it off the list, but other than her... I think he mostly just pissed people off.
Detective Sarah on the case.
Lucky for you, I was able to convince some techs to confirm your soundproof windows theory, but... Oh, that's nice. What exactly does that say? Just that they're soundproof? Effectively soundproof when closed? Okay. Don't expect to be welcome at City Hall anytime soon. Hadn't counted on it. Whatever else he's innocent of, Chopin did get here before anyone else, and no one knows how. Look, if he really did get some kind of coded message or secret text, there's no trace of it in any comm logs on his personal devices. Well, yeah, of course there wouldn't be. And it didn't come from any of the tech we've examined on site.
Oh, new ding noise. Have you found any secret passages on the premises?
Afraid not, little lady. But maybe you'll have better luck than me. Secret passages? In what world? Was that your whole story back in the courtroom? You and Reyes happened to be in the area? The soup, Morgan, the soup was important. If you don't want to take my word for it, Reyes will tell you the same thing.
It doesn't seem like she'd want to talk to Adonai at the moment.
Can you tell me exactly what you two saw when you arrived? The 10999 went out around 10:15 p.m., telling us that Chopin's heart had stopped. So we dashed across the street to an elevator. We were descending at 10:17 p.m. when Rogers reported that he was dead. At 10:21 p.m., we approached from the front of the building. Saw the door ajar, lock blown in. Then Sunshine and I started clearing the first floor. You didn't hurry up to the third floor where the dead cop was? Like I testified, Chopin had flatlined, and his own partner had confirmed it was no false alarm. We knew we couldn't do anything for him. Rogers had already apprehended the suspect, so SOP is we focus on securing the area and clearing the premises. How level-headed.
So the Officer Rogers we saw in court today really did take Sosuke down all by himself?
Yeah, charged in and pistol whipped him right on the head. Oh, right, this is the guy that was a terrible shot. I assume you found that the first floor was, in fact, clear? Yeah, all these vaults were empty. You didn't wait for Cyanus to show up with the spare keys? Surprised you didn't throw your back out kicking down doors. Sunshine helped. Besides, they weren't all locked. They weren't all locked. They weren't? Yeah, I remember that. That one right there was unlocked. Room 107. Vault door. Huh. Nothing inside there either, though. Guess the Blue Bloods missed a lock on a nightly roundup or something. Cyanus has unlocked every door in the building at this point. But when I first walked down this hall and when I walked out the front door later, how did this hall look then? If you do manage to find some kind of silent alarm, I'll be impressed. If you prove that Chopin was dirty, I'll be floored. But even then, how the hell are you gonna convince a jury that anyone other than Sosuke killed him? It'll be difficult without accounting for the 4 dead Blue Bloods as well. But if you take it all in as one set, starts seeming plausible as an internal issue, don't you think? What do you want to pitch this as the young bloods and the old guard going at it? Over what? The juicy bait that Chopin literally died over? Proposition 492? But what's there to disagree about? That project would put money in everyone's pockets. If my theory is correct and Chopin was killed because the young bloods didn't want the old guard abandoning them, the old guard have always hedged their bets on the little lord returning. Does that mean the Red Ink plans to profit off of Prop 492 were a Youngblood conspiracy? Those papers were tucked inside Creek's safe before I arrived. Well, good hunting.
You won't be joining us?
Not this time. I gotta go pump the brakes on Sunshine before she finds a bar. Try not to piss off the Blue Bloods with any more wild accusations while I'm gone.
I would never.
Take care. And that goes doubly for you, Sparky.
Sparky! She's so good. Sparky. What does Sparky mean, by the way?
It's a nickname, because you're so bright.
A nickname.
But I guess people are always calling you ads whatever they like, Sorry, should have asked first.
What do you mean?
I'll just call you Sarah.
But it's my nickname. You gave it to me. You can't just take it back.
Well, okay then, Sparky. What the hell? Did you hate... What the hell? Did you hate spearmint that much?
That is... I would never want to seem ungrateful.
Oh, that was cute. Plonk. Seems like the smell's starting to fade. Barely even the memory of blood now that so many feet have trodden through here. That interaction's so good. Nothing lasts forever. Hey, where's my knife? Miss Han? What? No, I already called you this morning. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're being paranoid. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'll call you tonight. Stupid little fidget tubby. Bye. Didn't mean to interrupt another lover's quarrel. What? Oh, no, that was... Dementia meds aren't working. They get confused this time of day. Sorry. Forget it. That's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna turn my phone off for a minute and forget. Cute android, by the way. Hey, what the fuck was that about? So, what's up? There's a couple of ways of going about this, but none of them are surefire. Might as well start out big and see if there's anything to this theory. Do the blue bloods use silent alarms? Yeah, of course.
Thank you for telling us.
Women love commenting on how cute Sarah is. It's true, I'm women. Look at how cute she is. Oh, look at her little head tilt. Sure. I'm actually going to need a bit more than that, Ms. Han. It's just Han. Did Creek have a silent alarm? She's hesitating all of a sudden. Is she unsure of the answer, or did she just give her first answer without thinking about where it would lead? Nothing like that installed in the building. Arx would have chewed it up and spat it out by now.
The Arx is not flawless. It can miss things.
Look, you seen the level of tech we blue bloods have? It's secure, but it ain't subtle. True. An Orca-run security firm won't have quite as much luck hiding their subsystems from the police as David Asher did, Sarah.
But the Arx can miss things that aren't tech at all.
A silent alarm that's analog? Let me know if you figure that one out. My mind went to the mechanical pencil trick in Death Note. Either an alarm is analog and loud or digital and silent. That's not necessarily true. They don't mix. She's defensive, but her logic is sound. Approaching it from the other angle, then. How could an analog silent alarm possibly function? A literal alarm, but one that can't be heard. Under normal circumstances, we are in a soundproof building.
What a horrible smell in here.
Like a dog whistle. Dog whistle, yeah. You once bragged to me about your sense of smell.
I don't think I was bragging.
Could have sworn you puffed out your chest at the time. Doesn't matter. If I asked you to sniff something out, could you find it?
What would you like me to look for?
Also, hi, Dr. Chubis. I still don't have a clear picture of what happened after I left, but there's one thing I know should be here that hasn't turned up once yet. My knife! Where the fuck is it? Right, I'm the only one who knows about the knife. And while I don't know where it went, I do know it had plenty of blood on it when I last saw it. I want you to smell for blood.
Adonai, do you really need me to help you find blood in here?
I'm not asking you to sniff in here. I want you to smell out the window.
I'll try. There are many strong smells in this part of the city, Adonai. But there is something truly unpleasant as well. Something beneath this fire escape.
The dumpster. Okay.
Now go fetch. You could ask nicely.
Oh, she still went. Morgan, you're so mean to her. Wait, Sarah.
Yes?
That's a very old, rusted fire escape. Take the stairs. You're too heavy.
As you command, Adonai.
Un instant. Several minutes later, Sarah returned, looking worse for wear and seemingly in a bad mood. Did the weight comet bother her that much? She's so mean!
Adonai, I do not like digging through trash. It is not a dignified way to investigate.
The Morgan Esquire hazing ritual, yeah. Digging in people's trash is the basis of all good investigation.
Easy for you to say when you aren't wearing all white.
Did you find something? Sarah, we can get you other clothes.
Yes.
My knife. And it's charred?
I found it amongst the ashes of a blackened steel drum below the fire escape.
Close enough. Welcome, Somnium Files. This is anime. People don't change clothes. She's changed clothes before. We can get her a little makeover. It'll be cute.
It seems to have been the site of a fire.
That sounds familiar. Wasn't there a barrel burning in the alley when I first scoped the place out?
There were signs of a chemical flame retardant being applied to the barrel.
Police must have put the fire out when they first secured the scene. Meaning the knife wasn't in a fire all night, but still.
There does indeed appear to be blood on this knife, Adonai. So how did both the police and Cyanus miss it?
Their noses aren't as good as yours, evidently.
That is true. But they have drones and dogs for this kind of thing.
Yeah, but they have to actually use them. They'd have no reason to search the vicinity for a bloodied knife if they found a sword sticking out of a corpse's midsection.
Shall we ask the police to check for fingerprints?
Fingerprints are mostly oil and sweat. Fire evaporates them both.
Then...
we have to test and see whose blood is on that knife.
But DNA is damaged by heat as well.
You know, before DNA analysis, blood had another forensic use.
You mean blood typing?
The DNA on the knife might be too damaged, but modern analytical tools should be able to at least identify blood typing.
That could work, Adonai.
Great. Ready to get started?
Pardon?
You were capable of recognizing my DNA, weren't you?
When we first met? Yes, but...
So why don't you try your hand at analyzing blood type? It's gotta be simpler, right?
It might be, but... Adonai, to analyze the blood on this knife, I would have to use my...
Pretend it's a lollipop or something. She has to lick it.
It's blood.
Well done, blood. It'll taste like beef.
You don't know what human blood tastes like.
She almost definitely does. Like, what adult human hasn't bled from the mouth before? Of course I don't. Look, the fire sanitized it, probably. Well, I guess the average adult human does not know what cooked blood tastes like. Just get it over with.
I will reference this incident the next time we discuss raises, Adonai.
Fine by me. Morgan is extremely good at flossing and has never had a mouth sore. She's never bitten her tongue, ever. Because that's never happening. No! Oh, Sarah. Oh, poor Sarah. Analyzing flavor profile. Oh, poor girl. She doesn't want to, Morgan. Oh, Sarah. What have you got? Poor girl.
There is blood from more than one person present. Mostly B negative, I believe, with some AB negative around the tip.
All right, now I can cross-reference that with the rest of the data I have. Thank you for the report, Sarah. You've given me a new lead to follow.
Yes, Adonai.
And you've just made your first forensic contribution to an ongoing criminal investigation. Poor Sarah. My knife. Mass-produced, medium-sized combat knife sold at a wide variety of outdoors or hunting vendors. Recovered at the bottom of an ash-filled barrel in the alley just outside the crime scene. Bears clear signs of blood on the blade despite being significantly charred by flames. Sarah's unique but nonetheless admissible forensic analysis found the presence of the following: type B negative blood, type AB negative blood. Last time I'll ever leave something important with Sosuke. How the hell did it end up outside? How the hell did it end up outside? How many androids can say that? Does she know whose blood that is? Nope. Well, actually, maybe we do. Yeah, we have everybody's blood type. Did it get there because she used it? Oh yeah, that's our knife. We stabbed people with it. I think it was Miller that we stabbed initially, right? Yeah, B negative. And then was it... Who else's blood? Not Trey, so it must have been... What's his name? I fully forgot his name, dude. Tanks. Wait a minute, what? Oh, is it Chopin's? No. fuck? It's our blood. It can't be anybody else's. She doesn't have blood. Why am I clicking on her? A negative. A positive. Oh, no, wait, no, maybe it's those guys. Maybe we're okay. Maybe we're fine. She couldn't help giving her a little accolade in the middle of punching down, yeah. Now, come on, we got some boxes to tick. Oh, we gotta look around. Oh, this is Sarah. So this is where they found Creek's body. He was the only one who didn't die instantly, if anyone had a chance to use a silent alarm. No, he must have been paralyzed in between the time he was shot and his actual expiration. They weren't paralyzed. What do you mean? If they had been paralyzed, Yumi would have noted that in her autopsy. That's true. But he just sat there limp the whole time. Didn't even try to move. He was playing dead? Letting me think he couldn't move so I wouldn't notice his... Was anything found in his hands? Anything at all? It doesn't seem like it. They weren't holding something by the time their body got to the morgue. If he had been holding something but dropped it when he died. Help me look. For what? Anything small enough to fit into the palm of your hand. Hang on, what's this? What was that? Did you just jump? I was merely surprised by that sound, Adonai. It's literally like a dog clicker? What sound? I just brushed against this little toy thing. You can hear it? I can. And it is not exactly pleasant on the ears. It's literally a dog whistle. Could any android hear it, or is this some special feature David gave you? I'd imagine any android or robot or electronic device with modern features could pick up on this tone. So it wouldn't have to be an analog silent alarm if only the trigger was analog, right? Maybe I should close the window before I test it anymore and stop torturing all the dogs in the neighborhood. Closing the window would not matter. Oh. It's soundproof, though. But the specific frequency of this tone is not in your audible spectrum to begin with. Right. But do you really think Creek was toying with that nuisance maker in their final moments? Oh, it's literally a whistle. A whistle of unusual make discovered not far from where Creek's body was found. Pressing it emits a frequency inaudible to humans, but capable of being picked up by many electronics. Interesting. Read? Red ink protocol. Designed to make data difficult to physically redistribute. Couldn't anyone just take out their phone and snap a picture of the pages? It seems that some of the responding officers attempted to. The arcs showed that they failed. That's some fancy ink. What do you see when you look at the pages, then? No more detail than you do, I'm afraid. It's strange, isn't it? They went to such lengths to protect this information. And yet these papers were left out where Officer Chopin or anyone else could read them. They weren't left there by Creek. I took the documents out of his safe so I could reach the mask. And I must have left them out on the desk afterwards. Shit. Is that because we fucked up? Anchor 10. Supposedly, he was the first to die. Logically, he had to have been. He's the one who had the gun. If an attacker got it away from him, they must have done so first.
Yes, I can see that the gun is registered to him.
Right, registered. Who the hell would look at this guy with that gun and just nod him along?
Patrol officers TC and HR 1 week ago.
TC and HR? Tariq Chopin and Huey Rogers?
The badge numbers match. It seems like they detained Anchor Tan briefly during a stop and frisk and found his gun on him.
Finding a gun like this on anyone with priors during a stop and frisk. At the very minimum, that's grounds for 28 days detainment. Why'd they just let him go?
Is it possible that he was a criminal informant?
If he was a CI, they wouldn't have even logged the incident. And besides, patrol officers don't have their own CIs.
Then perhaps they let him go for some other reason?
Because they'd already gotten what they wanted from him? Make sure to copy the file of that stop and frisk report.
Right away.
Hold on. Oh, I can't look at that right now. How is there more stuff to read this time around? Fuck.
Our client, Sosuke. According to Rogers, this is how we found him.
Thrusting the sword into Chopin.
Or merely trying to retrieve it.
Not a huge improvement there.
He really was found in a terrible state, wasn't he?
And that was before the police gave him his cop killer welcoming and... Sarah, bring up the medical files on Sosuke. I want to go over everything we know about how he looked when Rogers arrested him. Our brave police officers have added 4 lost cell phones to the crime scene as an oopsie.
What specifically?
His wound patterns, we already know his blood type. Subject in possession of firearm in violation of parole. Show signs of illegal modification. Subject in possession of suspect communications software installed on personal phone. Subject released with warning in accordance with Police Code 65. This number. Personal discretion without prejudice. How exactly was he injured?
His left hand was broken. He had internal bleeding throughout his torso. Bruising and rope burns on his wrists, where he was bound. Contusions all over the anterior side of his body. And he also sustained a large blunt force trauma wound on the back of the head.
His biggest wound was to the back of his head? I guess if he fell backwards to the ground.
There is also a small cut on his left hand.
How small?
As if he cut himself in the kitchen.
Okay, so that's his blood. Wasn't expecting a metaphor there, but it's effective enough. He was covered in blood, right? Were samples taken for analysis?
The blood on his torso and head was all his own. He got some of Chopin's blood on him while he was face down, being cuffed by Officer Rogers. And he also had a great deal of Trey's blood on his feet and pant legs. Any other questions about our client's arrest, Adonai?
Not unless there are some crime scene photos you've been holding out on me.
I'm afraid not.
How is it that I'm the only one who made an effort to preserve the crime scene? All right, reading time.
Is this evidence?
It's a piece of crap some crime scene tech left behind. Nothing relevant about it.
Yes, you're right. It's just displaying a news article they must have been reading. Apparently, they've arrested the Heartbreak Killer. The copycat. Yes, the Heartbreak Killer's copycat. And it seems...
Just let me skim it for myself. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I was thinking about a possible copycat earlier today. It's time to read, view this thing. Hmm. It's not insider trading, that's forerunner trading. Interesting. Girl. Girl. It's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing. This is nothing. A fluff piece. Can't believe anyone would read or write these rags.
I suppose that it could have been a coincidence.
That's exactly what it is. That about wraps it up in here. No, it doesn't. There was another... Morgan. Was there not more? I feel insane. Wasn't there another thing that we could have looked at? Morgan. She went to the Yuri Cafe and everyone knew her. It's true. Actually, we went to the Yuri Cafe and nobody knew her, but we explained very clearly to many people who may be playing up the devil soon. Miss Han, since Cyanus is technically in charge of securing the crime scene, what should we do with this? Actually, I will be right back, folks. I was going to pause and then the article got really, really exciting. Hi, Samuel. I did learn that the crime associated with betting on things you're doing is the same crime as insider trading. All right, I'm going to be right back. Hopefully an ad break doesn't catch in the middle of that, but if it does, we'll wait until the ad break ends to come back. I'll be right back. Woo. Whoa. Unfortunately, I didn't beat the ad break by a lot of time, but I do think I will continue on through it in this particular case. What should we do with this? Do with what? Oh.
Adonai, please refrain from pressing that button any more than necessary.
Sorry, Sarah. I can see you don't like it. But Miss Han's phone doesn't seem to like it either. It's just Han. And I don't know what you're talking about. I get messages all the time. Oh, poor Sarah. You're being so mean to her, Morgan. Morgan. Morgan.
Han, ma'am, if you could please just admit it so she stops pressing that.
Fine. Whatever. Yes, you found one of our alarms. Pretty clever system. Not really, it's just an app. You set the frequency and get a notif if the app picks it up. The range? A couple kilometers. Thanks for clearing that up. While I have you here, though, exactly how fast did you show up to the scene of this crime? Pardon? This is a blue blood neighborhood. Do you really expect people to believe the cops lumbered their way here faster than any of you could? What exactly are you trying to say? Yeah, I'm tuned to that frequency. But I'm tuned to a lot of frequencies. It's a good way of communicating without the Megs or the pigs listening in.
So you didn't get this alarm the night of the incident?
Didn't even know it went off that night. You got proof it did? Can you explain how else Officer Chopin could have gotten here? Not my job to, either. It is your job to come to a fellow Blue Blood's aid when they're desperately calling for— Oh, I didn't read that right. Is it your job to come to a fellow Blue Blood's aid when they're desperately calling for help? I didn't know Creek like that. I didn't say Creek was the one who had this. I saw where you were poking around and they're the head of the pod. I assumed. Creek's a stranger to me. Even though you're both young bloods? What? I'm guessing that's what the tattoo means? Neither of you make much effort to hide it.
It is plainly visible, even in their autopsy photos.
You have no idea what this ink means.
Oh, would you tell us what it means?
Blood bag.
What?
The old guard use you as donors. Gangsters live a life of drugs, smoking, drinking, and back alley mods. So many people slipping of tongue. Hey, yo. But yeah, you're right. Then end up with livers and kidneys that look like charred steak. Who could have guessed? Got no children because the Ikaria killed them all. Can't get on the donor list because they're geriatric, reviled crime lords. So what did they do? Hey kid, wanna be a gangster? Let me see if you got what it takes. Hold still while I prick your finger. They tattooed our torsos, because even if you mod off all 4 limbs, you can still pump clean plasma. Every drop an indicator of quality. I'm a universal donor, so I've got 3. AAA graded. Just like meat. And Creek? Save it for the trial, lady. Oh. Her eyes glowing in the dark.
Are we done here, you think?
Not quite. Emma's argument is that Sosuke didn't escape from here. He was brought out into the other room to be questioned, and then he broke free. I know that's not true. Sosuke would have been stuck here until the police arrived. That's a sound. Until the police arrived if I hadn't handed him the Mag US to, well, frame him. And the knife, also to frame him. Okay. I had forgotten that we had handed him the knife, but secondarily so that he could cut himself free from his bindings.
Those bloody rags there?
Remember what Sosuke told us when we first met?
That he was bound in here the whole time until his bad Samaritan came along. And gave him a knife. Now we know what knife he was talking about. And now, I want to know whose blood this is. The blood on the bindings? It would have to belong to Sosuke, wouldn't it? All the other bodily fluids in this room do. Probably. But I need to know. Are we gonna make her lick it? Oh, Sarah. You've already done it once. What's one more time? One more time will surely make me sick. Please, Adonai, let us ask one of the Cyanus employees on standby to analyze it. Mean to her. They have a record for very fast turnaround on DNA tests, I promise. Get to tasting. I can show you customer reviews. That's right, Cyanus does DNA testing. Typically paternity tests as part of their private investigative services. But they have been assisting the police with DNA analysis around the scene. I will flag the bindings to be analyzed. Wait. I have already made the request, Adonai. If you insist on making me test the bindings myself now, you will only be upsetting my stomach to satisfy your own impatience. Fine. But I'm gonna cite this incident the next time we discuss a raise. Really good bit. Really good bit. Don't make her eat it. Really is a shithole in here though, huh? I agree with your sentiment, if not your choice of words. It feels like a cruel place. What is it? Was there something we missed in here, Adonai? No, not in here. The windows. They were closed when Creek was shot, still closed when Chopin and Rogers arrived on site. But they were open by the time Rogers got to this room. I use that contradiction to argue for the presence of a third party. Because someone must have opened them. To go down the fire escape. And then what? They must have dropped down to the alley and run away, right? Yeah. That's one option. What's the other? Would it kill them to do some sweeping around here? I guess that would be contaminating the crime scene at this point. But then what the hell do all these cops and Cyanus chumps actually do? Lean on walls and screw around on their phones? I think you're being a bit harsh in your assessment. But you aren't alone in your criticism. Detective Reyes had much to say about how Cyanus employees were not wearing gloves and knocking over trash. If they had picked up trash, that'd be removing evidence. The arcs would light right up. Adding trash, though? Adonai? Help me look through this. Garbage again? Already? Just start looking. If any of it requires DNA analysis... Wait, there. Red. I don't smell any blood. Not blood. Ink. A torn page of the red ink documents. With what looks like a shoe print on it. Shall we try and match it to samples? Good luck. Cops and security types all wear the same kinds of boots. On top of which, 99 out of 100 shoes in the city are made by the same two Megs. But if the print isn't useful, that just leaves the actual text and that... Looks like the letters were all run through the wash a couple dozen too many times. Well, it isn't particularly informative. And I don't understand exactly how this clue fits in with everything else we've seen. But doesn't this seem important? So,
now that we know that, well, I guess we don't know for sure, but now that we have the option of Creek having been awake. Hold on. What is your time of death? Did we never get a time of death on him? That's crazy. You have a biomonitor, so that makes sense. Oh, right. No, that does make sense. Sato had to use... She had to use that 10-minute window. We didn't actually know the exact time he died. I knew that was gonna come up again. Fuck. He could have opened the window. Well, conscious, not awake, yeah. I feel like he was awake, though, if he was playing dead. Did he open it? His prints are on it, which before had suggested that... No, his prints are on the window, I'm pretty sure. But, like, that doesn't matter because it's his room, is the idea. Yeah, the Creek and the rest of his pod. Because any number of them could have opened the window at any point. So theoretically, if he had opened the window, we wouldn't have any way to tell, really.
How could it have been lying here neglected this whole time?
We didn't look at the exact thing that we just got. Fuck. Scrap paper. Writing is already illegible, but a watermark remains visible in the corner. Cyanus, right? Also pretty sure Morgan isn't complacent enough to mistake Creek dying. Yeah. Interesting. Nah, princess, I'll have to call you right back. Of course, wouldn't dream of it. Come on. You know me. What'd you find there? More dead man's garbage? Keep it up and you girls are gonna make me look bad. Happy to be of assistance. So would you like to add this to the arcs or should I? Well, seems like you got momentum going, so... Please don't let me get in your way. You don't wear gloves on the job, Miss Han? It's just Han, but you already know that. You probably also know that they don't really make them in my size. So if we found your fingerprints in here, on those windows, or even upstairs? Oh man, I'd be pretty embarrassed. We almost always get rated 5 stars. So, did you need me to walk you out? I'll be fine, thanks. Suit yourself. Just be careful you don't get lost. Sun will be going down soon. It can be hard to find your way back in the dark. Yeah, okay. This idea is starting to look like a pretty safe bet.
Your theory that Chopin was assassinated as an attack on the Old Guard? But how can we confirm it? We still haven't met anyone from the Old Guard. Though even if we had, it occurs to me they would be reluctant to speak with Sosuke Ikaria's legal team.
I love cryptic threats in my Yuri. Don't be so pessimistic. The enemy of my enemy is usually willing to at least talk. And talk is where I do all my best work.
Where do we look then?
You still got the address boss gave us? Oh yeah! Are we going to a host club? Blue blood territory. Hey there, tall, red, and mysterious. Ladies, please come in. Don't be shy. Let me guide you to a booth. Local host. Haha, funny joke.
Should we take a seat for now?
With taste as expensive as yours? That's a really funny name for a host club, local host.
If you get near a menu with the if you get near a menu, these people will drain my checking account on overpriced champagne faster than I can blink. Oh, champagne. As much as you'd like. This is gonna derail fast if I don't find a way to shut it down. A surefire way to get exactly the right kind of attention and douse their salesmanship in one go. I'll need to go with that. Hey, please don't frown. A smile would suit your pretty face much. I need to speak with your manager. I think the auto links block my question. Yeah, if you send messages at the exact same time, I did not see it, I fear. What happened? They're all walking away. Hey, Mama. Yeah, there's some kind of, I don't know, accountant or whatever here to talk to you. The voice on the other end of his earpiece grumbles a response. A cranky one, judging by his reaction. Mama will be out in a second. You're expected to buy something in the meantime. The song is called I Love Crepes. You got tap water? You don't want to drink the tap water in this district. Soda water. It's all overpriced, lady. Might as well get something you'll enjoy. I thought my first visit to a host club would be more celebratory than this. How much thought have you given the subject? Ooh, we get to look around. We can read. Observe. Check order. Okay, well, first I want to read. What kind of light reading gets tossed around a club like this? Probably something along the lines of, I spent every night at a host club for 1 year. Here's what the staff taught me about emotional workloads in corporate settings. Oh wait, this actually looks somewhat interesting. Fungus stymies bamboo, stokes unrest. Okay, wait. Less than ideal rainfall patterns. All right. This is gonna somehow be important. Pay attention to the creature. Ah, my earbud. Antarctic Peninsula. Okay. Oh, I see the question now. Geez. But if he opened it, wouldn't his body be in a different spot, like near the window? I'm pretty sure his body was below the window, no? Pretty sure it was. I don't know. It was by the couches. Ooh. Whoops.
Plotters Rebellion. Ramsey syndrome. Not the reading material I expected to find here. But judging from the article, the Megs are getting concerned about growing fungus, growing unrest. Well, I mean, they're not concerned enough about the fungus. The fungus is a problem, sure, but they've engineered their crops around problems like it 100 times before. Easier to update the monoculture genetics than your entire global economic model. The Megs are probably more concerned about all the young people getting agitated about their job security. The warmer the waters, the bigger the storms brew. Anything else over here? Okay. Bad enough that I'm walking into the lion's den here. Stepping even further into blue blood territory to defend an Ikaria assassin. Do I really have to wait for the shoe to drop in a place this sleazy too?
Are you perhaps not enjoying yourself, Adonai?
You're getting better at picking up on that.
You are frowning quite openly. Are we in danger of getting arrested here?
There's nothing illegal about a host club.
So are you just uncomfortable then?
Host. Oh, I gotta get rid of the creature after I read this. I can hear the Oron opening song now. God, I rewatched a couple episodes of Oron recently with a friend. That's like, that's what I would consider my first anime with intent to like watch anime instead of like, oh, Pokemon's on TV. Huh. Courtesan versus hostess, who would win? Really fucking funny. My god. It's an alright start to anime. Only really issue is the slurs that they call Haruhi's dad. Yeah. I will say, I feel like aside from like vocabulary, I'm of the opinion it didn't win it didn't age nearly as poorly as like I would initially believe. Power scaling hostesses versus courtesans. The audience wins. It's true. Yeah. Oron's still a fun show if you just sort of brace yourself for the fact that it is, what, 20 years old at this point, I'm pretty sure. Oh, we already read this.
So are you just uncomfortable then?
Unamused. All right, we checked there. There's check over there, and then order.
Have you ever been to an establishment like this before?
No.
Not even when you were apprenticing?
There may have been certain work parties where attendance was strongly encouraged. Yeah, I was gonna say this kind of seems like Masters' scene. But I'd never set foot within a kilometer of a place like this otherwise.
I suppose if you have a hard spending limit, there's only so much you can enjoy.
And it's not a matter of cost. It's a matter of taste.
Surely everyone enjoys being paid attention, no? It's flattering.
Not everyone takes to being complimented.
I see. So you respond more to being challenged.
I'm sure this will never come up ever again. Not with anybody at all. Not with anyone we might see at work. What do you think?
Perhaps not.
Order?
Do you think they were being literal when they said you were expected to make a purchase?
Probably. Doesn't mean I'll oblige them. Though it's not like spending money here will make them less likely to cooperate. May I make a suggestion on this one, please?
I would offer some suggestions based on customer reviews and price points, but for some reason I don't see prices listed on any of the items on their menu.
Please tell me what the funniest option is. I will go with it.
Was a mistake made when formatting the data?
I really hate this place. Beer, wine, champagne, forget it. Remember your weekend as a 20-something in Chicago? My weekend as a 20-something in Chicago was spent today at a Yuri cafe. I'm gonna need a little bit more direction than that. Oh, it doesn't line up. My bad, champagne, thank you. Forgotten, thought it said margarita. No. No, it does not. The setup not working is killing me. What the hell? Would Cheers have worked? No. And that it'd connect to the famous, and of course, another Mark Tower video. What the fuck is she saying? Palm d'Orignon? Pour out a tower for all I care. Morgan, don't order that. You have to pay for that. Suddenly, as if I uttered a magical phrase or a sleeper cell kill switch, all the eyes of the staff around the room dart to me. This is just like Yakuza. With a jolt of energy, the bartender jumps up to ring a bell above the counter. Bomb D Tower! The staff begin a unsettlingly chipper chant. Tower, tower, tower! Oh, this is so dumb. I'm not sure Sarah's eyes can get any wider. I'm gonna fucking cry.
Let's take a commemorative photo, madam. Where would you like to sit?
Who's the smallest spender in here?
What? Well, I mean, we don't really keep track of that sort of...
Oh, it's a guy. I'm keeping the voice. I don't care. His eyes wandered, losing light all the while until they settled into a glassy-eyed, pitying stare at an overworked-looking young man at a small table. Adjusting his tie while the girl next to him makes no effort to hide her boredom. Send it over to him, king for a day. With the same nervous smile he'd used to shake hands with a suicide bomber, the bartender redirects the oncoming parade towards my designated lucky loser. He looks terrified. Money well spent.
You just gave the tower away?
I got shit to do. I can't drink all of that.
I could have perhaps helped.
Let her have the champagne. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, Morgan. Let her have it.
But even so, after you paid all that money to just pass it along to some stranger. Are you some kind of saint?
Oh, I'm not paying for that. Makoto's getting this bill.
Your client?
File it under investigative expenses.
That is not exactly inaccurate, but...
What's he gonna do? Kill me?
Given his position in the house and his age, it would be more likely that he'd have you killed.
She's missed out on the opportunity to underage drink. Morgan. David would have let her. I'm sure of it. Just a sip. Just a sip of one of the glasses in the champagne tower. Come on. Mama on deck.
The big cheese.
What exactly are you expecting?
With a title like Mama, I would expect a stern but fair, nurturing figure who...
What the hell do you want? Is that the kind of treatment one should expect at this establishment after purchasing a champagne tower? That was you? Well, shit, you clearly need information a lot more than I thought. The Ikaria must be giving you the mushroom treatment. Keep them in the dark. And feed them shit. Yes, yes, I've heard all the lawyer jokes. Now, can we talk, or should I get on the phone and claim that my credit card's been stolen? You bought a champagne tower. We can talk all goddamn night if you want. Introductions, then. I'm Morgan, Esquire, criminal defense attorney representing Sosuke Ikaria. With a glowing green toaster as your +1. Couldn't have put it better myself, miss. It's a Korean old lady. This is Ajuma. Wait, oh no. This lady rocks. I hope she's terrible. I hope she's terrible. Kim Hana, small business owner. And one of the more influential members of the Blue Blood Old Guard, I take it. The Old Guard are the only Blue Bloods that have any influence at all. First gens and young bloods should count themselves lucky to be middle management. Should you... Oh, that's Sarah.
Should you really be calling them young bloods?
Oh, now the neon robot is gonna preach to us all about political correctness. Really, madam? I know PC. My gen invented PC. We got PC coming out of our ears. So I mean it when I say youngblood is a term of endearment.
Well then, I won't hesitate to use it.
To their face? Better not, they'll knock your teeth out.
How about a trade, Miss Kim?
Mrs. You're talking to a widow. One who doesn't need anything from you. Not the best position to start bargaining from. We're trading information. If you think I can't give you anything, you're not thinking very hard. Oh yeah? What'd you think you got? Something I can tell her that she doesn't already know.
Ooh, profiles.
Kim. Hana, Mama, Kim. She likes persimmon, so true. Handbags, joint cracking, so true. Dislikes part-timers, binge watchers, ad vandalism. Oh, hey, the thing we brought up. Hidden talent, can slice an onion paper thin in 11 seconds. That's cool as hell. Relaxes by shooting clay pigeons. Motto, promote from within. AB positive. Oh, her birthday is the closest to mine. We were wondering about that. Well, I was wondering about that. Her birthday is only 6 days after mine. Hell yeah. Okay, I like her. I like her. Hana is so polite to not grab Morgan and throw her over her head like a barrel in a Donkey Kong. Yeah, real. Creek's Killer, Bresson's Fate, Little Lord ID. We're not giving away these two, I don't think. I think we can tell her about Bresson's Fate. I can tell you what happened at the courthouse today. If something worth knowing had happened, it'd be in the news by now.
There is currently a blackout on media coverage of today's events.
There's always leaks. Finding one will take time. I can give you a first-hand account right now. Let's hear it. Hee I love this stupid little cut-in. It's so cute. It's such a funny tone shift to me. Bresson. What a goddamn idiot. Completely useless.
He did manage to infiltrate an entire courtroom full of police officers, even knowing he wouldn't make it out alive.
And he still failed to hit the easiest shot of his life. But Bresson's just an incompetent addict. The useless idiot is the one who sent him there. Not you, I take it? Old Guard sounds like it moves slow and wise, but we've got our fair share of hot-headed dumbasses, too.
Impatient, hot-headed dumbasses. Time is money. My turn to ask a question. Money. Is that why you've been going after Makoto? Trying to drum up a king's ransom because you can't go to war without a war chest? Who says we're at war? Who says we're in any rush? I just saw lightning flashing in the distance. Our plans are measured in decades, you little shit. No, time isn't on your side right now. Right now, more than anything, you need money. Says who? You? Says the headlines. Time's running out before you miss the bus on... Nirvana, I think is what we were talking about. Right? I feel like that's right. Nirvana. Everyone in the capital knows it'll be legalized before the end of the year. Ugh, party drug. Dumb money. Damn, it was Proposition 492. Yes, dumb money. Best kind of money there is. And you could rake it in by the truckload. If you had the starting capital to build a dispensary network beforehand. Oh no, we were right. Okay, sorry. I was... Grandma bluffed too hard. I believed her. As things stand, the gray wave is gonna roll your hard work up in a ball and hand it off gently to the Megs. And the Ikaria. You've been losing this game to them for 3 decades straight, but I can see you still haven't gotten used to it. Of course not. Who the hell would just roll over for these upstart bootlicking? That goddamn fox. Smirking behind his perfumed incenses and painted screens and sheets of gold leaf. Should have cut out his eyes when I had the chance. I'm acquainted with the hound. Who's the fox? Should we conduct a survey of all the IFG members' back tattoos? I want to see this. The fox. The kitsune. Goddamn Daisuke Ikaria, of course. The family's patriarch? Haven't had the chance to meet him in person. Knew there had to be a reason an Ikaria lawyer didn't already stink a cigar smoke. Adonai does smoke, despite my repeated warnings about the health hazards. Have you had your olfactory checkup lately? Loss of smell can be the first sign of... I don't stink, that's the takeaway. Now admit it, you want to capture Makoto Ikaria so you can afford to ride Nirvana to legitimacy. I don't want to capture Makoto Ikaria. You know our history? In brief. So what part of that summary made you think that if I had the chance to end the Ikarian line, I wouldn't take it immediately? Are you speaking for yourself or for the whole old guard? My turn to ask. Is the hound gonna make it? You asking about my legal defense strategy? His injuries. Any chance he's gonna keel over from an infection after Creek's pod worked him over? Did Bresson somehow manage to nick him? He is still recovering from the injuries he sustained when captured, but he was not harmed during the incident in the courtroom today. Yeah, Bresson didn't even manage a scratch. Not a scratch, huh? Did he even get a shot off? A detective on the scene responded before he could. A detective? Yes, why? Not wasting a question on him, of all people. Speaking of which, the bottle spun back around. Are the Blue Bloods working with the Chopin family to profit off of Proposition 492? You missed that one. Try another. What do you mean? You think Mr. and Mr. Chopin are working hand in hand with us for a little cross-class embezzling? Those rich pricks wouldn't piss on us if we were on fire, and the feeling's mutual. But they're backing Proposition 492. If you could buy the land they need before the city knows that it needs it. The Chopin family aren't your collaborators. They're your marks. Bingo, kid gets a prize. Or they were. The plan's worthless now. That whole courtroom heard me explain how Creek had red ink documents on Proposition 492. Whatever blueprints, whatever land the city had in mind, they'll change all of it. Thanks for that, by the way. Don't blame me, your plan was always fragile. He was destined to collapse the moment that anyone with more pull than a ticketing officer heard that the Blue Bloods had eyes on the real estate. Meaning the Blue Bloods would kill to keep those documents from circulating. Yeah, well, that's just how it goes for Plan Bs.
Plan B?
Now answer me this. What did you see on those red ink docs that tipped our hand about Prop 492? Well, it was mentioned in abbreviation, if not in name. P492? That was a pretty big giveaway. You must have had more to go on than that. Names, diagrams. I saw Councilman Long's name on there. Long, that sloppy bastard. Wait, you didn't know what was on those papers. Not exactly. You didn't know where Prop 492 leaked from. What are you saying? It leaked from that brat Creek, obviously. Red ink means it was printed off from somewhere you trust, in a place run by people you trusted. And it doesn't sound like you trusted Creek. Are these your questions? Because they're terrible. And pointless. Blondie's already dead. So Chopin wasn't in on the plan. What possibilities are left then? Might as well try asking while I have the chance. My client overheard something interesting during his captivity. Talk of the Blue Bloods bringing in a huntsman. Fake. And you don't even know what that means. Your client heard wrong, and you're a fool for believing him without any proof. Sorry, guess he misheard. He must have also misheard that you'd brought a no mask into the city. Jesus, Morgan.
Did Sosuke mention that?
It's called a bluff, Sarah. Yeah, he must have been delirious. After all, if there had been a no mask at the crime scene, it would have turned up during the police investigation. Huntsman. Ridiculous. Maybe he's real, maybe he's fake, maybe he's already behind you. Fandoms like that get their power from uncertainty. If I answered your question at all, that'd be your answer. Slipping of the tongue part 3. Yeah, a lot of people doing that. Schrodinger's box is already open though, and the mask isn't there anymore. If it's not in the hands of the huntsman, then who has it? A dead man. Who just doesn't know it yet. Final round.
But what if we still want to ask?
Our house, my rules. Who hired you? Why would she spend her final question on that? I don't know, Hasikaria. Huh, these are interesting responses. You already know the answer. I was hired by House Ikaria. Uh-huh. You, some no-name nobody with no connection to any of the houses. They hired you to defend their hound. Either you're dumber than you look or just less curious than a lobotomite, but either way. You really don't know the answer, do you? No, I don't, which I can freely admit. So why does having it pointed out to me feel like such a defeat? Come to think of it, I have one last question myself. That ain't the deal. Then it can be rhetorical. What are you gonna do? You lost all your heirs during the fall of the leaves.
Adonai?
You're reviled by the International Blue Bloods for locking your treasure behind GFA you can't crack. Now all of the old guard need transplants and transfusions from first and second gens just to stay alive. And they won't be glad to keep that up forever. Eventually you, all of you, will die.
Will you rest in peace knowing everything you ever managed to build will be laundered at what? 30%? 40%. 35%, just to end up in the hands of some punks you tutored? What a nice young girl you are, worrying about your elders. Well, don't you worry your pretty little head over dear sweet granny here. 'Cause she's a mean old bitch in a line of work where anyone stupid dies off young. She and hers are gonna be just fine. Don't forget to close your tab before you go. Yeah, this lady rocks. This lady's great.
Did you get any useful information from your rhetorical question, Adonai?
The question irritated her, but it didn't make her despair. I may have misread this. The old guard have a way forward.
Proposition 492 is no longer an option.
Leaving them with Plan A.
The little lord? But Tariq Chopin is dead.
Yeah, he is.
How dare they! After all they put in through down there in that festering hole of a city district. To try and kill Sosuke in the courtroom of all places. The nerve of those blue blood scum.
This track bangs. If we just wait for him to stop, we'll be standing here until morning.
So, should we speak up?
I don't know, I'm terrible with children. Listen, just keep nodding, and if he calms down enough to ask a non-rhetorical question, get my attention.
What are you going to do?
Try consulting an expert? Brat. I did have another theory earlier today. I'd have to double check if we have an age, but I don't think we have an age. I think Sosuke might be the little lord. What do kids your age like? Not my birthday. I'm not asking for you. And I'm not a kid. So I wouldn't know. Go on. I don't know. Just the themes and such in terms of adoption and branch families and whatnot. He was adopted from like a insignificant branch family into the main family to be right by the heir to everything. Like, why? Practically. Themes and such. But it's also just, if it can't be Chopin. He's dead. And also, they took Sosuke alive. They made kind of a big deal of taking him alive. There was no reason to keep him alive after that. It doesn't explain why he was tortured. But I mean, I guess I could see it being well, you still did all that shit to the Blue Bloods. So we are gonna torture you for that, but we're not allowed to kill. Listen, don't king shame Sosuke, hey! God. And I'm not a kid, so I wouldn't know. Could have wanted info, that's true. They were interrogating him. If it's for Sarah, I'm not a robot either. What would someone younger than you like? I don't know. Even 1 grade below me? Their sense of humor is impenetrable. No, I get that. Other day, the school announced they're gonna be doing test prep at every grade level. And the top comment, before it got deleted, was a picture of a fish with boots. And the caption was, battering me and frying me in oil for 4 minutes on each side. It's not that impenetrable. It's a very basic non sequitur. How's this for non sequitur? Go ask someone else. All you did there was get back on topic. Why are you even asking? I've been hired by a youth. And I need to interrupt their temper tantrum. Well, what do you want me to do from here? Hack them some fork knife bucks? What is that? Would that work? Also, what do you mean a youth hired you? Oh. So they must be like rich. Yes. I'm like the worst to ask for advice then. Fork knife battle guard. Fork knife. What do I know about rich kids? Your academy is full of them. Why do you think I do as much of my schoolwork as possible from my dorm? Don't you at least have a roommate? Nope. Never got assigned one. Guess there was some kind of unavoidable computer error on their end. This is hopeless. You're usually good at gift giving and shit. Buttering up the judges. Smart, I would have done the same. Yeah, actually, I would have done that too if I knew how to hack into that. Bribing court officials. Slipping coins into Vizier's purses. You have a very antiquated view of what my work entails. Medieval, in fact. I heard he passed away. Did you know him? Whatever photo that has failed to send. God damn it. I mean, what would you do if they were a rich adult? Flatter them or whatever. Rich adults are used to people wanting their money. Flattery puts them on guard. So what's the approach? You approach them as though you already work for them. Pretend you're a butler. Acting on wordless commands they've given without an original thought in your head. They aren't suspicious of anyone they feel like they already own. Morgan, are you okay? That mostly makes sense. So do that. They've probably got more in common with a rich adult than kids their own age. Oof, true. Or, you know, anyone else with a soul. Unless there's some reason you can't do your iconic butler technique here. Because I don't want to act subservient to a child.
Sosuke did strain himself slightly when he tried to tackle me to the ground, but that was the extent of it.
Yes, as my ad says, no one was hurt. Well, the attacker was part of an officer-involved shooting, but no one else was hurt.
Oh, well then perhaps we should just forgive all and make peace. Those fools will regret their actions. The anger of the house, once roused, is not easily satisfied.
Shit, I thought there was a lull, but he's ready to start back up again.
As Sun Tzu says, if your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him.
Oh, that was Sarah.
If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Well, yes, but please calm yourself, Makoto of House Ikaria. We need to speak with you.
About what? Has Makoto met his match? Oh, I love it. About Sosuke?
You think he's done something to deserve this?
That's not what I...
There's nothing Sosuke could have done to justify what the Blue Bloods have put him through.
I assumed as much, but... Makoto has no idea what the Hound of Ikaria was doing up until a year ago, does he?
These questions are foolish. I'll not waste my time. A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. Quote the Bhagavad Gita all you want, robot girl. It is not impressive for a machine to... Bruce Lee said that. Well, he was probably paraphrasing at the time.
Will you help us or not, Makoto?
Please.
This is so dumb.
If it's for Sosuke.
Enough. Oh shit, it's Daisuke. Fuck, I didn't think we were gonna meet. I thought it was gonna be Mide. Damn. Electric blue irises flash a deadly glare. The room's shadows seem to extend in his presence, curling and deepening like ink dropped into water. That's a gangster.
Chairman. All of you, show some respect now!
He says it out of practice without actually looking around the room. One glance would have shown him there was no need to demand respect. Every head was already bowed. This is a man who is used to others not meeting his eyes. The rest of you get lost. Their practiced obedience didn't betray them. They all slipped away into the halls of the complex without so much as a creak on the floorboards. And even so, their anxiety was screaming at me like a bad tell begging to be taken advantage of. His presence here today was not expected. Yeah, I didn't expect him either. Now then. Come here, Makoto! Grandpa! Oh, this is perfect. Oh, this is perfect! Oh, yay! Oh, this is excellent. Oh, I'm literally kicking my legs. Oh, this is wonderful. That's Peepaw! Oh, this is great. Oh, this is the kind of old man Gat Boy you only get in the Yakuza series. Good shit. Ah, how are things on the front lines, huh?
Makoto is the heir, so the chairman is his grandfather, of course, but...
My little warlord, making his enemies tremble with fear every time he sets foot out the door.
I was not expecting the head of a house of nobility to be so... affectionate. I thought you and father were still in the capital.
Well, we were. And we made a lot of powerful people in that city very frustrated while we were at it.
And made a lot of frustrating people very powerful, I'm sure.
Oh, look at him. He's just a smiley guy. He's just so nice and happy with Makoto. Wish I had seen their dumb faces solemnly nodding when I canceled my meetings. Just to fly home and see my grandson. Sorry, I've just processed this. Does he have a vape? I understand this is part of the world building, is that nobody actually smokes anymore, but that's hilarious. A gangster with a vape. I thought it was a cigar this whole time. It's a vape. Oh, that's really funny. Hana brought up cigar smoke too. It's a fucking e-cig. Are you kidding? It matches his eyes. Oh, that's really goofy. I don't know if they kept it in shadow. Or if it was just like his expression distracted just enough from it that I just didn't notice until these sprites, but it's a fucking e-cigarette.
Chairman, apologies for the lack of an introduction. This is...
I know exactly who she is. Please say an accountant. I mean, Morgan smokes actual cigarettes. Yeah, that's true. She's our lawyer. Oh, I thought it was gonna be a bit. It wasn't. Any good?
She's not entirely incompetent. I would hope he could say more than that. And she is also somewhat perceptive, Chairman.
Knows when to keep her mouth shut, clearly. How bad can she be? How bad can she be, he says.
Her methods are odd. She came here to ask me about Sosuke for some reason.
Not another word.
Chairman?
Back in the storehouse on the second floor, there's a cask of sake that I won in a drinking game 5 or I suppose it's been 6 years ago now. Would you go and fetch it for your grandfather?
Of course, but...
Old trick of the trade. One sip and anything we tell her becomes inadmissible in court.
I see. Very clever, Chairman.
Makoto's so cute in this sprite. He's so happy.
Makoto is allowed to drink sake?
What the hell's wrong with you? Of course he can't drink. It's the ceremony of it all, damn it.
Understood. I'll go retrieve it right away.
Have one of those layabouts that were in here fetch you a ladder first. Make them earn their keep for once. Put on a suit and a pair of glasses and you think you can just stand there for the rest of your career, you lazy. Read your damn emails if you got nothing better to do.
Should we be seated a certain way for...
There's no cask of sake.
Oh. But then the strategy of becoming intoxicated in order to avoid...
I made that up. You're the lawyer. Are there any truth to what I said?
No need for tricks like that. Attorney-client privilege already binds my hands. I'm working for House Ikaria right now, Sarah. I mean, hell. Makoto could confess to me that he's a mass murderer and I wouldn't be able to tell a soul.
So then why did you send Makoto away, Mr. Chairman, sir?
I want to walk the gardens.
Are we supposed to follow him?
He left that part unsaid.
How can you tell?
Hey, quick strategy meeting. You know what a butler is, right? I'm glad you have such an appreciation for attorney-client privilege, sir. It makes these conversations go much smoother.
But if you trust privilege so much, why don't you trust your grandson to be here?
Don't kid yourself, Copper. That boy is the future of his family. Check the Of the Devil channel when you have the chance, by the way. Hold on. That means I have to check it now. Oh my god! Battering me and frying me in oil performance on each side. Let's go! God. That boy is the future of this family. If I didn't trust him, there would be no point to any of this. Everything I've built. Dynasties aren't dynasties unless you manage to actually pass them down.
What you've built in the last 30 years is undeniably impressive. It must have required astonishing brutality.
Progress is brutality. And history is unkind to the gentle.
Is that why you orchestrated the fall of the leaves? To get your name in the history books?
Orchestrated. So grand, so full of it. We knocked on their doors and when they opened them, we shot them. Walked up to them on the street and split their stomachs wide. Jesus. Pulled up beside them and let loose full auto on their limos. Wasn't anything as complicated as orchestrated. I executed.
Daisuke. CEO, Ikaria Financial Group, likes bodybuilding, archery, bonsai, dislikes phones at the dinner table. Undefeated at enjoying spicy food. Smells like cedar, tobacco, iron, and dried blood. Handshake, vice-like. January 25th is his birthday. Oh, we haven't saved since Hana.
And my uncle named me his successor for it.
The Blue Bloods weren't even able to put up a fight?
They were worried about handshake events and social media perception. Thought that their friends in high places would be there when they needed them. Thought they had already won.
So how'd you get away with it?
Good timing. No one notices a leaky faucet in a downpour.
This was right before the Red Decade got underway?
And once the borders started locking up, there was no chance of reinforcements. We never saw it coming. We didn't know there was a bubble. We didn't think things would get that bad. That's what they always say. The losers. The scapegoats paraded in front of courts and cameras to meekly reassure the national audience that no, you couldn't have done anything. You did everything right. So did we. We're all victims of uncontrollable market forces here. Stale bread for a piss-poor circus. How dare those circuses piss on the poor? With a pity party instead of proper gladiators. I saw the signs, but most importantly, I didn't ignore them. Droughts from heaven. No grain in the storehouses. There'd only be room for one family of thieves in this city. I made sure it was mine. Last call, all aboard. And everything you've built since? Renogen, Aurea Holdings, the legitimate half you're so proud of? That was the easy part, actually. Re-privatizing an industry is tricky business. How do you break up a state-controlled monopoly into a healthy, diverse, and competitive private marketplace?
How?
Dunno. I'll let you know if they ever pull it off. The shit show they did go with was easily gamed. Sprinkle some cash in the right bureaucrats' pockets and we were able to snap up entire economies wholesale. We being the nobility? If that's the term you prefer.
Adonai, why is he confessing?
He's not confessing, Sarah. This is bragging. Mr. Ikaria, I'm not looking to take up too much of your time, but perhaps you could help me understand something. The inciting incident, as they say.
In screenwriting?
They say it elsewhere too, probably. A year ago, you extended an olive branch to the Blue Bloods over Nirvana. Was it genuine? My curiosity was genuine. But not your financing. Is that why it fell apart? Why Makoto was attacked? It fell apart because those first gens and young bloods of theirs are hot-headed idiots who can't follow orders. But I expected as much. It's why I ordered my hound to be present on standby.
But he didn't assassinate anyone that day, did he?
No. Instead, Sosuke stepped in front of a blade that was headed for Makoto. And he's been guarding the boy with his life ever since.
Was that your order as well?
My order, yes. Not my idea. But I'm the patriarch, not a dictator. If my sweet siblings and darling nieces and nephews make an earnest request, who am I to refuse?
You had to be pressured into letting Sosuke guard Makoto? Weren't you concerned about Makoto's safety?
Of course I was. I just know the best place for the queen is on the attack, not hopping around the king's sides blocking checks. Hey, chess metaphor, help me out.
Any piece can sacrifice themselves, but there's only one queen and she has by far the most mobility. It is better to keep her out in the open, ideally near the center of the field where she can attack freely. At least, assuming you subscribe to—
Okay, I got it. Morgan doesn't get chess is funny. But here's the question. Why have the Blue Bloods kept trying to capture Makoto for over a year now? Because of some hot-tempered idiots? What's your answer? Why do you think they would want to capture our little Makotan? His blood, the ransom, revenge, no reason. Okay, well, no reason. Mire did mention the blood with the marriage pact idea. I don't think it would be the ransom. I don't think they would want to give him back. Revenge? No, I think it's his blood. What did she say about his blood? She mentioned something about the what the fuck is it called? GFA? If they were literally out for Makoto's blood, they'd want a steady supply. Mide suggested they tried for an arranged marriage down the line, but Kim didn't seem interested in anything of the sort. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot. The ransom doesn't make sense to me, but now I kind of want to go through all of these because it's not going to penalize me. I just want to see what she says. If they took Makoto captive, they could extort the Ikaria for a king's ransom. That wasn't Mide, was it? Oh. Well, I thought Mide said it when she brought it up to us when she visited. She was the one who first brought up a marriage pact. Once after that, the Ikaria would make them pay in every other way. And even if the price tag was big enough to ease all the Blue Bloods' woes, the resulting gang war would drain the coffers all the same. People can easily kill for money, but for them to take Makoto hostage? Marriage, not blood. I thought by extension, eventually they would get to his blood, you know? The Blue Bloods aren't lacking in motives for revenge. A bloody culling followed by 3 decades of humiliation is more than enough. But the most fitting revenge would involve them killing Makoto, not taking him captive. And while I can imagine plenty of ways to extract revenge from a living subject, gangs have to maintain a balance between being feared and being tolerated. If the Blue Bloods proudly tortured a child to death, they'd be run out of the lower wards by their own constituents. If you get it right earlier, you get more chips, if I remember correctly. Oh, damn it. I was curious. They don't have a reason. Well, they wouldn't want to capture Makoto. They don't. A certain mama said as much to my face. They'd much rather kill your sole heir than capture him. I'm gonna be so fucking real, I forgot immediately. She just said that, and I was just like, It's what I'd do. If they had any heirs left.
But then, why keep attacking Makoto if not to capture or kill him?
Their goal's never been Makoto. It's just been that every time they've gone after their goal, Makoto's been there.
You mean...
Put another way, the purpose of an operation is what the operation accomplishes. They've been trying to capture Sosuke for over a year. The other day, they finally succeeded. You think those idiot punks wanted to take my hound alive? I don't think, I know, because that's literally what they did. They captured Sosuke and brought him down to the lower wards. To torture him. Idiots. If they don't talk after the third, they'll never talk at all.
The third what?
It wasn't just any Blue Bloods that tortured him. It was a pod led by a young blood named Creek. Young, old, bound by blood or water, they're all the same scum. As you say, but I've learned that there are some pretty big ideological rifts among that scum. The young bloods captured him, no doubt on Old Guard orders, but just an hour ago when Old Guard was asking after Sosuke's health. They didn't want him harmed. Aha! So it's the young bloods who want revenge on him. The Old Guard don't want that. A generous interpretation. I'm guessing the young bloods knew that, but they tortured him anyway. Sorry, they wanted information. Jesus. Probably because they wanted to know why they've been repeatedly ordered to capture him. I see. Out with it. Why would they want my hound? What the Blue Bloods want, ultimately, is simple. So simple that my android can answer this one.
I can?
What do the Blue Bloods need right now more than anything?
A lot of money. Without which they can't invest in legalized nirvana.
Such a shame that, but we'll be happy to pick up where they left off. So at a time when they need money, they're throwing their young bloods at capturing Sosuke. Ergo, capturing Sosuke must open a path for them to get their hands on lots of cash. My, I look away for a few days and suddenly my hound's skyrocketed in value. Who do I have to thank? Who raised the price on his head to such a degree?
What about Sosuke makes him so valuable?
Am I fucking right? Am I fucking right? Who raised the price on Sosuke's head? You did. 30 years ago, you made him irreplaceable when you killed everyone else who shares a drop of his blood.
Sosuke is the little lord?
Last descendant of the Blue Bloods ruling families, and the only person on Earth who can get them back their fortunes. He's the one who got Fire Emblem faced. Hell of a shot in the dark. You gonna deny it? Sarah, when did the attacks, supposedly on Makoto, begin?
About a year ago.
What else happened about a year ago? The meeting between the Blue Bloods and the Ikaria that fell into chaos.
Makoto made it out without a scratch. But only because Sosuke stepped in front of a blade for him. I can assume that Sosuke is an impressive martial artist.
With very well-defined pectorals and collarbones, thank you, Zara.
But even he must have left blood on the floor that day. Yeah, he bled that day, but it's not as if he bled blue. You telling me the old guard could just smell the resemblance? They didn't need intuition or guesswork. Their private security organization, Cyanus, is in the business of securing crime scenes, cleaning them up, and performing paternity tests. Could have been a whim. Could have been they were hoping to match him to DNA left at other hound attacks. Who knows? But I would pay good money to have been a fly on their wall when they saw the results. Not the disastrous 23andMe.
His reaction to this information is not very strong.
That's to be expected. I've just told him a bunch of information that he already knew.
He already knew Sosuke was the Little Lord?
That chess metaphor you used a minute ago might have sounded like solid reasoning if I actually played. Unfortunately for you, I found the game boring. So it struck me as very odd that a grandfather like you, equal parts doting and calculating, would ever place his heir safety below concerns as vague as optimal play. You didn't object to Sosuke guarding Makoto because you wanted to keep your hound. You just couldn't convince the rest of the house it was a bad idea without revealing who Sosuke really is.
If he knew Sosuke was the real target and would keep getting attacked, then having him guard Makoto would actually be putting Makoto in danger.
You know, bonsai. They look like miniature trees, but they aren't. They're shrubs. You condition it to look like a miniature tree by pruning it daily until it stops trying to grow into what it's meant to be. And instead lives as what you want it to be. Took the Blue Bloods 30 years to figure out my scheme, and you solved it in what? 48 hours? You deserve a toast. Now I wish that sake was in the storeroom. Instead, as a reward for your effort, I'll give you a story. 30 years ago, I saw the future. Not in statistics or stock prices or consumer confidence indexes. I saw it in people's eyes. Fear and delusion. The sinking feeling that maybe everything really is made of bullshit and seafoam. And that if you ever stop to look down at it, you'll fall through to the bottom. Can't warn people, they won't believe you. They'll strangle you to death for implying their boat might have a leak. Only one thing to do in times like those. Take advantage. For 1 year, we pulled back. No resistance, no bargaining. We let the Blue Bloods hungrily swallow what we had left behind. For 1 full year, we withdrew and waited and sharpened our knives. 1 year of preparation for 1 weekend in August. Hottest August on record. They left all the goddamn windows open. So it went fast. We'd show up, get to work, leave the mess for whoever cared to see it, and drive up to the next address. I did 22 myself. And even had you asked me back then, I couldn't tell you the first thing about any of them. Except for the 22nd. Hello. Sorry. She had firm eyes. Cold eyes. No, not that harsh. Cool eyes. Like condensation on steel. And she was very brave. When I took aim at her, she blinked. Not even upset, just exasperated. Like I'd neglected to hold the door for her. My mouth was dry. Felt like I hadn't spoken all day. Had to clear my throat to speak up so she could hear me over the babbling of the river she'd fled to. And the shots in the distance. Wanted to ask her why. Why out here? Why not a panic room? Why she was wearing a medical gown and why her thighs were covered in blood. Oh my god. But instead I just asked, why aren't you afraid? She said, I can't be afraid. I'm a mom now. I've always liked that answer. So when the pistol stopped ringing in my ears and I heard the baby wailing in the bushes, I felt inspired. It's tradition in our family going back centuries that the eldest child be guarded from birth by a nursemaid, typically from a branch family. My wife would be due soon, and the Hayakawa clan had been an unfortunate casualty of that month. There was an opening. Expertly done. But why let him live?
I don't know.
So that I could invent the little lord. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. You started the rumors about a survivor? So long as those fools still had hope that they could reclaim their former glory, they'd never rally themselves into chipping away at ours. God, that story fucks so hard. Close enough. Welcome back, Yakuza Like a Dragon. And if they ever did become a real threat again, I'd have the world's most valuable hostage ready to put them back in check. You turned your enemy's last hope into a meat shield for your family, and eventually your personal attack dog. That was just a bonus. The heir had come of age, and so had Sosuke. He was free to choose any career in the family business at that point. He became the hound of his own accord. I'm sure.
But that's just
irrelevant at the end of the day.
what?
It helps me understand why the Blue Bloods have done what they have, but it doesn't put me any closer to proving Sosuke's innocence.
But Sosuke is their little lord. If we tell people, won't that change anything?
Well, for starters, we won't have any of this in court. Of course not. Can't exactly go telling the court about my exploits 30 years ago. Not when we have attorney-client privilege.
But if you use your influence, if you reach out to the Blue Bloods...
What, we'll work together to set Sosuke free? I killed everyone he could ever consider family, Copper. Besides a few old crooks waiting to die, anyone who shares a drop of his blood is in the ground. Most of them put there by me. I did all of that to sink the Blue Bloods. He's insane. Now that they're finally ready to die, you think I'd throw them a lifeline just to protect one man? Just to keep one man out of prison? He's right. I'm not allowed to disclose anything I've learned here without his express permission. It would complicate the tax suit against my family terribly if it came out that I lied about a blood relation, wouldn't it? Sosuke's in the will, after all.
That's
the law. Didn't mean to run you in circles, honestly. I would have preferred you never wasted your time unearthing any of this. That's what I get for relying on him to deliver a message, I suppose. You're the one who wanted me to keep my investigation limited. I thought you'd get the picture and hurry and make a plea deal. Negotiate the charges down to manslaughter. Get this all squared away so we can focus on fighting this damn audit.
audit. Sosuke is on trial for his life.
Sosuke's sworn to protect his family with his life. I'm respecting his wishes. If he does go to prison, the Blue Bloods will die knowing their little lord is alive. But permanently beyond their reach, rotting in a cell for killing their own men in defense of their own worst enemy. I can see why you wouldn't mind that outcome. A hostage that you're never willing to sacrifice isn't a hostage, just a babysitting gig. I spared his life 30 years ago. This doesn't even cover his interest. Oh, yeah, that's not Daisuke.
So Sosuke has always just been a tool for you? A hostage you'd protect until the perfect use came along.
I've always wondered, do tools appreciate that part? When they're used properly? What do you think, Copper? Does Sosuke have any complaints?
That doesn't make sense.
Huh.
Sosuke is a veteran. He served in the military. Did you grant your hostage permission to go risk his life for his country instead of you?
It's not like he was one of those Minutemen they throw at walls. He was never in any real danger.
What about as your hound? Deadly assassination and infiltration missions. He could have died during any of them. Why let your perfect hostage, your obedient tool, take on such dangerous work? Why give him your last name? Why let him live under your roof? Raise him like a son? Why trust him with protecting the life of your son, your grandson? Why are you lying and pretending you don't?
Pardon my android's outburst, sir.
I'll have to adjust your conversational parameters later.
Don't bother. Just rip its voice box out entirely if it's going to speak over a man under his own roof. Goddamn Copper. Next the furniture will be telling me what I feel about my own damn family. Raise him like a son. What bullshit. I have no son. Counselor, do your damn job and tell Sosuke to do his. Now.
I'm sorry. That wasn't very butler-like behavior just now.
I hate this guy. I have. It's fine. It was a good play in that moment.
Aw, she's happy. But do you think he meant that?
I don't know.
Do you think he meant it when he said he has no son?
Makoto is Daisuke's grandson. If he has no sons, then the previous heir that Sosuke grew up guarding must have been... He's like the closest I get to hating any character in this game right now, yeah.
Makoto's mother?
Oh my god. Is it safe to assume everyone in your family has severe trust issues?
I have no issues with trust myself. But as you've seen, the house has very particular preferences when it comes to information siloing.
Fancy words. You could have just told me who you are.
I told you my name and my position in the house.
Is it relevant that I'm married? That I'm a mother? Should I be flattered? You told me you work for Aurea Holdings. God. I'm obsessed with Mirai. You didn't mention you're at least the second most powerful member of the house. I just ran out of rice. Rip. Milfrey. Exactly.
If I had to tell people that, it wouldn't really be true, now would it?
You could have told me your relation to Sosuke. He guarded you every day of your life up until you were 19. 19. He's your goddamn brother. So that message you wanted me to pass along. If you see a way out, take it. You wanted him to try and make a deal with the Blue Bloods to get out from under the house? If Sosuke merely gave them what they wanted, I'm sure there would be dozens of Blue Bloods ready to confess to the crimes he's accused of. So you know. You knew. And if you thought he could parse that message, that means Sosuke... He's not an unintelligent man. Merely stubborn about all the most frustrating things. Oof. Do we have her profile right now? Because I have a feeling that it's about to update. Representative my ass. What do the Blue Bloods want from Sosuke precisely? A blood donation?
One sample would not suffice. They need to be able to validate their accounts whenever called for.
Daily blood donations, then?
I told you, the old guard want to become nobility. How did they cement alliances amongst the aristocracy of old? They want Sosuke to marry? But the old guard are old.
Sosuke's already got as much blue in his veins as they could ask for. They don't need him to marry into them, they need him to marry into power. Not the worst thing to have asked of you.
Have you ever been in an arranged marriage?
Don't call it a gift. You were the heir apparent up until Makoto was born. All that time, Sosuke was your bodyguard?
And driver.
And poison taster. Though that would most often entail me giving him concoctions to try. Close enough, welcome back. I think that's what happens in Apothecary Diaries.
But his assignment actually ended when I married.
Subtracting Makoto's age, that had to have been over a decade ago. So he joined the military the moment he didn't have to shadow you anymore? And after he got back, he asked to become the Hound? I must really hate guard duty.
You must.
Okay. Back up a moment. Your father didn't want me uncovering Sosuke's parentage. Most likely because he didn't want Sosuke to know the strength of his own bargaining position. But you told me to pass Sosuke a message that he'd only understand if he already knew his parents were. Who his parents were. So, how long has he known? And how long have you known he's known?
And when did Daisuke cease knowing who knows what? Around the time Sosuke left for the military.
Hell of a thing to find out at your entrance physical.
It was before he left for the military, actually. Did that influence his decision?
Sosuke finds out he could be the richest man in the city and then he wants to risk dying in battle? Quite the guilty class consciousness. I don't know exactly what did or didn't influence his decision to join the military back then. You'd have to ask him. I apologize for any gaps in knowledge you've had to work around. But hopefully you now understand how delicate of a situation you found yourself in. Yeah, I can smell the explosive and hear the I can't read. I can smell the explosives and hear the fuses sizzling. Sorry, hers is also a vape. It has like right? Like that's like a little red light on it. God. I just don't get why no one's gone over to stomp them out.
If Sosuke's known this whole time why the Blue Bloods wanted to capture him, why didn't he tell us?
Because he's a stubborn man working for a highly secretive family. That I get. What I don't get is why he didn't defect the moment he learned the truth.
Who knows?
You'll have to work out the rest with him. I've given you all the aid my position allows.
I suppose it was kind of you to share information with us at all. Being in charge of the legitimate side of your family, you don't have any connection with this incident yourself.
Not quite. No connection with this incident. That's not quite accurate.
Pardon?
You do have a connection to this case, even if you yourself don't realize it. I found a note by the body of the Blue Blood who took Sosuke captive. Oh, thank God, because I had forgotten that. It read, M. Ikaria. This was one of the men who attacked my son. I'd imagine a note with his name is the least of what you found. They've never been after your son. Not once.
It's always been about capturing Sosuke, and Makoto's just been in the crossfire. Which Sosuke knows, which explains his reluctance to accept the responsibility of guarding Makoto. So I seriously doubt this dead man was interested in Makoto Ikariya. Mirei Ikariya, however, has no relation to the world that dead man lived in. That was decided the day she was born. But you do have a relation to Renijin. Makoto mentioned your family was given one seat on the board as a show of respect. I take it that's a deception too. You may have let Renijin go public, but you've never given up control of it. The rest of the board must be your family's puppets. But that doesn't matter. What matters is what Renijin makes, and the prices it charges.
Renijin is best known for the patenting of metenformulin.
A patent which expired years ago. Plenty of other companies making it now. And yet the price hasn't gone down. The invisible hand sets price where it will. Sure, but this is your invisible hand. A normal corporation couldn't strong-arm its competitors into keeping prices high. That'd be operating as a cartel. But the reincarnation of the Ikariya drug cartel would know exactly how to go about that without getting caught. If that were true, it'd be much easier than you make it out to be. The right email signature, the right package delivered to the right address, the right look. These executive types scare easy when the perceived threat is anything bordering on the physical. Of course, it helps that the end result is we all profit immensely. But yes, metenformulin is very lucrative. What of it? That dead man, Creek, had a brother with expensive tuition and TAD.
Type 2 abnormal diabetes?
We did mention this. Subtype of the autoimmune disorder diabetes, first discovered in the mid-21st century. Type 1 is genetic, type 2 is caused by poor diet and exercise. Type 2A diabetes is mostly believed to result from childhood exposure to specific artificial sweeteners and seemingly cannot be reversed. Interesting. Exactly which artificial sweeteners contribute to the disease is still not well understood, but the disease's increased prevalence in urban food deserts is well documented. Renijin's original patent on metenformulin has expired, but prices remain high. For reasons that remain unclear. Renijin has maintained that metenformulin is sold at the proper market value. Yeah, it's the state's fault. They have to do the quality control. It's really expensive. What does health insurance actually even do? Tingling sensation fingers, why? How to get health insurance? Writer's practically undisguised desire to talk about insulin, yeah. He'll need metenformulin for the rest of his life. Then he really ought to choose the proper insurance plan, don't you think? I don't get the impression that family member coverage is a benefit the Blue Bloods offer. I suppose even the Mob Act has its limits. Yes, one could find the name of M. Ikariya in relation to the Renijin board if they looked hard enough. So you think this Creek individual was going to threaten me? Come up to me on the street with a knife, a gun? He wouldn't get within 100 meters. I don't doubt that. Now, the rest of this is speculation, but he might have just wanted to contact you. That would have been even less likely to succeed.
So you truly don't care that his brother needs this medicine?
Sosuke is like a brother to you, and you've gone out of your way to try and help him when you stand to gain nothing from it.
Yes, but I wouldn't expect my enemies to be impressed by the effort.
How would you feel if they laughed at your effort?
My apologies, new android. Still adapting to conversation. You know what we sold back before Renogen? Before the facade of I almost just said neo-ability on instinct. Before the facade of nobility, back when we were the Ikaria cartel? Opioids? Yes. It was still illegal back then. But not for everyone. Take the exact compounds, put them in an extended release pill, and sell it at the pharmacy. And that's just pain management. It's all the same poison, equally addictive whether you get it from a dealer or a doctor. Have you ever seen someone go through opioid withdrawal? Like taking a wine opener to your stomach for 7 days straight, they testified. Pain like that eats people alive, slowly, and replaces them with something unrecognizable. Ooh, I just saw really scary lightning. Maybe the thunder will catch on the mic. A loving parent would steal from their own child. Ooh, did you guys hear that? Thunder's getting closer. A loving parent would steal from their own child if they thought it could buy them release from that kind of pain. Yes, actually. Oh shit, yeah. Painkillers. What a joke. Outside, though. Oh.
Does Renogen produce painkillers?
No, we do not. People die if they don't get the medicine they need, and I'm sure their family mourns them. But addicts die a little more every day of their life, until the day they finally fade out forever. And their family feels disgusted with themselves for breathing a sigh of relief. Plenty of kinds of evil in this world, little girl. Plenty to choose from. For real people like us, if you don't choose, the choice is made for you. Now wipe that look off your face and access the following address. I'm not reading all that.
You have that memorized? But this portal is...
Not listed or linked to anywhere on the site, I know. But it still works fine. By law, we have to have it, but we can't be blamed if the website is poorly designed. If you know any despondent crybaby college students looking for coupons to help pay for medication, they might want to start there.
Thank you.
Oh, I got an achievement for that. Reveal a hidden connection between... I didn't get to read it. Don't thank me. Don't. I can't stand it. Just save Sosuke's life. Don't know how you pulled that off.
Adonai? They do consistently refer to themselves as a house. Perhaps they simply value family more than you think.
Ooh. Oh, can we please talk to Sosuke? Jesus. I missed him. You got a lot of explaining to do, man.
So, where should we begin?
What do you mean? I'm afraid I don't have anything new to tell you. Motherfucker, I'm gonna jump over this table. Stubborn about all the most frustrating things, was it? I'm your lawyer, Sosuke. We're sworn to always do what's best for our clients, their rights, and their privacy. To an extent that many consider extreme, we are unable to disclose incriminating or otherwise problematic information that our clients give to us. No matter the circumstances. Feeling froggy? Leap. Sosuke on that martyrdom grind? Yeah, God. Sosuke was so made for me in a lab. It's crazy. So made for me in a lab, it's crazy. This whole system is designed to benefit the defendant. So it really upsets me when I find out that my clients are lying to me about vital information that could help me save their lives. Adding Sosuke to the list. Oh, oh fuck, he's an assassin too. I forgot. He's dog motif. He's an assassin. He's got the weird like knight / samurai bullshit going on. Sosuke voice. Oh fuck! I have to protect my scary crime family. Runs into active gunfire. He's stupid. He's pretty. He was fucking introduced the way that he was. Ayo. He's so made for me in a lab, dude. It's crazy. The only way he could be more made for me in a lab, I think, is if he had like a red and black color palette instead of green. He's extra pretty when getting the shit kicked out of him, apparently. Hell yeah, brother. I'm always saying this. If you're troubled by the nature of my work as the Hound, you're adopted. Yes, from the Hayakawa. That's bullshit. You know it. I know it. And people whose opinions you respect know it. Fine. All members of the military have extensive DNA samples on record. If I subpoena... He also tried to save Sarah, whom he knows is a replaceable android. Yeah, he has, like a level of nobility to him, which is nice. All right, stop. Just stop.
Does the military keep all its members' DNA on record?
I don't know, probably, right? Yes, I know what you are referring to. Even before I knew, I did wonder.
If you've known about your real family for more than a decade, why haven't you ever...
Because it doesn't matter. Try telling that to the Blue Bloods. They've been risking a gang war for over a year trying to get to you. That's their choice. It has nothing to do with me. How can you... I'm appalled, Sosuke. How could a brave soldier serving the House of Ikaria allow violence to continue when he knows he could stop it? A worthy attempt, counselor. Oh, also they gave him a lip scar. Like that. That's also like on my never-ending checklist. Sorry. Guess I'm not used to having to persuade people to act in their own best interest. Or that of their family. Family. The Ikaria raised me, fed me, taught me how to read, write, walk. They gave me a home, a purpose. They're using you. They need me.
They've got a funny way of showing it.
I owe everything to them, and nothing to the dead. They're only dead because the man you call a father murdered them. He did that a long time ago to people I've never met. You'll have to forgive me if I'm short on empathy for complete strangers. God, it's so crazy for him to say that it's people that he's never met when, like, Daisuke took Sosuke from his mother's womb and shot her. God, that's so fucking crazy. I love this case. Aunts, uncles, cousins, parents. I fear that our lists may be similar. Yeah. Yeah. Siblings. You can't call them complete strangers, Sosuke. I have a question for everyone. Is this loyalty or brainwashing? Where is the line? I love that question, and I'm not gonna answer it because every character in this is going to have a different answer. I think I brought it up actually yesterday on stream that in Morgan's mind, this sounds like a cult, probably. Lineage successfully severed. Oh, hell yeah. The question is the answer to the question. Yeah. Can't I? The Ikaria are my family. Nothing will change that. Nothing ever could. Let's test that. Pardon? The state thinks you murdered a cop. They'll make sure no one ever thinks of following your example. Let me repeat that. The full brunt of the police state is about to fall directly on the back of your neck. Hammer. Nail. I'm not afraid of prison. You ever been in one? What? No, They shave you. What? When you're convicted, they shave you. For hygiene. It's not for hygiene. Are you talking about that virtual work release thing? Do they fit you for skull caps? Not right away. They don't do that to people. Put a man in chains, strip him naked, sew his mouth shut, he'll still recognize himself in the mirror. He's still a person. But shave his head, give him a uniform, and make him sit in the dark with 500 others who've been treated the same. He starts to forget. Forget that he's a person. After you're so bored, you're seeing constellations in concrete, and after you're scratching your skin raw just to feel something new. That's when they ask you if you'd like a job. After people stop being people. How could you even know any of that? I think we've read Ritual Work Release. Oh my god!
Hey there! Due to the ongoing controversy following the suspected suicide of inmate Jay Galay, search results for this term are temporarily blocked. Read more about how we cooperate with authorities to combat disinformation here.
Wow. When did we last save? Jesus. Okay. This game bites. This game is so good. I'm a defense attorney, Sosuke. Who else gets to see the inside of a prison and walk away afterwards? What a scary ass way to handle that search term, man. Yeah. It's a scary result. Makoto sent me himself. So you never actually took your one phone call, did you? Take my phone and call Hana-Kim. The Blue Bloods will volunteer a fall guy to confess to these crimes and you'll walk free. After which you'll become one of the richest men in the city overnight. Love the callback to that article you got, yeah. That's not...
If you are at all curious, I have done some calculations to estimate the extent of your familial holdings. The number is quite remarkable. Though I suppose I haven't taken taxes into account.
No one's asking you to abandon the Ikaria. You could become their greatest ally. Together, your families would... I know exactly what would happen if I made that deal. I won't do it. Why the hell not?
Why not, Sosuke?
You're forgetting a few small details involved in this process. Namely, disowning the people who raised me my entire life. And claiming myself before the world as the son of people I've been fighting since I was a teenager. How shameless do you think I am? Daisuke, that man raised me like his own son, and in return, I can't throw away the name he gave me just for goddamn money. Treat your men as you would treat your own beloved sons. And they will follow you into the deepest valley. Is that it? You would rather rot in prison as an Ikaria than live in luxury as a blue blood. Gladly. It bites and it shakes. You're so right. This is my answer, Morgan. If you try and use my parentage in the trial tomorrow, I'll dismiss you as my counsel. And change my plea to guilty. If that's your answer.
Then that's your answer. You're the client. What you say goes.
Right?
So if you somehow last another night without the cops smothering you in your sleep, we'll need some kind of a strategy when we go into court tomorrow.
The rain is getting so loud.
Of course we will. And what are your thoughts on the matter?
I might have found a window of opportunity. A chance that someone other than you had the means, motive, and opportunity to commit these crimes. And I still don't know who it is. Ooh, let's see if you guys can hear the thunder. Again, the lightning just flashed. The color shift in that scene still impresses me every time. It's really good. Spinning you like an alligator doing death rolls? Yeah. Have you remembered anything else about your captivity?
Maybe if we go over it again and I extrapolate somewhat. Or a lot.
We'll need to be prepared. You're going to be called to the stand tomorrow.
All I need to do is keep silent, right?
You better not. I'll be the one asking the questions.
You're going to call him to testify?
What do you expect me to say up there?
I want you to tell the truth, of course. I want you to tell the court exactly how you were set free. Morgan! Alright, you good taking another night shift? He's infuriating, but I'd rather he didn't get shanked at the moment.
Of course, Adonai. Detective London will be back shortly, and I'll make sure Sosuke's monitored all night.
What is it? You gonna ask me to explain his decision? Because I'm done trying at this point.
I don't think his decision is that confusing. He wants to be loyal to the people who've shown loyalty to him.
Shown loyalty? Do you need a microscope to see it? You spot any members of the noble house of Ikaria around here? Are they hiding under a box somewhere?
The people who've shown loyalty to him historically. His decision doesn't confuse me, but his choice of words. He considers the Ikaria his true family, yet he again spoke of a debt to them. That seemed odd to me. What do you think?
I don't know. Oh, that's another thing. That is another fucking thing. They are, hitting me over the head with the Asian family dynamics with this boy. Sometimes that's how it feels being alive, honestly. Jesus, dude. Yeah, they are hitting me over the head with the Asian family dynamics here. The feeling of, my family has done so much for me, and so I have to repay them, is very baked into a lot of East Asian cultures. It's certainly baked into my culture. I don't think it would be unheard of to say that's baked into Sosuke's culture as well. And in turn, that being taken to the extreme in the case of the Yakuza. Smiles intensely. Hey, Nav. Hey, Nav. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. Hello. Hi, Nav. Hey, Nav, you should play the Great Ace Attorney. Anyway. I don't know. Everybody should play the Great Ace Attorney.
Do they really shave everyone in prison? Or was that another bluff?
Not everyone, no. Only everyone who can't pay the fees. Fuck. Fuck. Trial? Oh, no, our apartment. Oh, hey, it's from the menu screen. A good puzzle feels satisfying to complete. Like a good story, it maintains its appeal even when viewed in hindsight. A bad puzzle doesn't make sense after you finish it. The picture's there, but it's muddled, vague. And you feel like an idiot for bothering to piece it together. Sosuke Ikaria is that kind of puzzle.
fit every edge to every edge just so. But the result wasn't satisfying. An infuriating client to cap off a frustrating case. Having to keep track of what the cops know, what the blue bloods know, what the Ikaria are hiding, what Emma's thinking, what I've learned, what I know to be true, what I can prove, and what I can actually say. And even after all that, getting kneecapped when my client refuses to play his best cards. I want to clear my head. Are we going out? Or maybe empty it. Are we going out? Watch. Look. Bake? Do you bake, Morgan? Look. Oh, it's the same thing. What else is there? Well, now I just want to look around her house because I'm interested. What the fuck is all that? Ooh, the train. Fuck. Enjoy apartment. I fucking will. You can learn so much about a character from just their living space, you know? Bake? I'm not hungry. Baking is satisfying. Applied chemistry, which is just applied math. But the cleanup isn't fun. And when I don't have a neighbor I'm trying to butter up or a client to visit, everything just sits in my freezer until I end up throwing it out. Sarah seems to shovel it all down without complaint, but she's not here now. You bake for Sarah. Interesting. I don't know if you realize that you're baking for Sarah, but you do. When I was still slaving away in that witch's office, I never wanted for hungry mouths. Coworkers will eat anything you leave out in the break room. If I ever get truly desperate to hide evidence, I'll just bake it into a pie and find an office birthday party to crash. Hey, that's like a lamb to the slaughter. Applied chemistry, which is just applied math line, is worded really similarly to a line from David's journal, which is funny. Absorbed to sentence patterns. Man. God, I think a lot about whatever the hell David and Morgan had going on. Aw, domestic signs of living that informs us of how Morgan and Sarah get along. My favorite fucking thing. It'll be gone without a trace in minutes. I love Lamb to the Slaughter by Roald Dahl, and adapted by Alfred Hitchcock. If folks do not know the story that I'm referring to, it's the TLDR of it. It's a fun story, so read it. But it's the TLDR is a woman murders her husband with a leg of lamb and then serves it to the cops who come in to question her. Not in the mood for people watching. Sometimes, if I let my eyes unfocus, the massive foot traffic on the streets below melds into one dark amoeba. Curling slightly at its edges as it squirms along the petri dish of the world around me. Its edges lost beyond horizon, which can be zen in its own way. I'm guessing that's what people see in ant farms, but I wouldn't know. Who the hell would want more insects crawling around their house? She understands me on such a fucking base level. I had to catch an ant in my kitchen earlier today. And it sucked. It was a very, very tiny one, but still. I really like that they keep giving Morgan more of these, like, film noir detective narration moments. It's very, very fun. I really, really liked her description of Mide when she walked in. Don't feel like finding something to stream. Sarah's messed up all my recommendations anyway. You use the same account. My home pages used to be great, tuned to a T. I'd get closed circuit footage of industrial machine accidents and gun disassemblies with no commentary in the title. Now we know your YouTube search history. Now it's all street workout videos and film director tier lists. Moving from Illinois to Texas was a change because we just have roaches natively outside. I run into giant brown roaches now. That's horrific. Why would you tell me those words? Love this info so much. This is wonderful information. I
for a time lived in central Illinois, and I was absolutely bewildered by how much bigger the bugs get in rural areas. Eternal battle over the algorithms. If the end result is my internet history looks a little more random to an outsider, I guess I can forgive it. I'm kind of surprised that she's logged in at all. But if she ever gets me added to mailing lists for diet supplements, I'm fully revoking her net access. Cute. This is pointless. Morgan, are you aware you have a kid? Might as well close my eyes and wait. Oh, we're not going out. Even staring daggers into the backs of my own eyelids would do more good than this. Whatever this is. Snizzes. Are we gonna have a dream? Another flashback. Hey, cool kid. If you go to jail for starting this pyramid scheme of an extracurricular activity, does that help or hurt your chances of becoming a lawyer? You're trying to recruit members because if you don't hit critical mass, this all falls apart. It's exactly like a pyramid scheme. Well, I don't know that I can give you advice since I'm only a member on paper, but if you want to start a club for solving mysteries, maybe you should, you know, solve one first. I don't know. Ask questions, talk to people, I guess. Record what they say. Take notes and think hard. Oh, you never know. You can be pretty persuasive. Or at least entertaining. I mean, I'm still sitting here for some reason, right? Blech. Guess I fell asleep after all. It's still dark out though. What time is it? 5 in the morning? It says 9:40 on my phone. 9:40? I slept for 30 minutes, that's it? Keep forgetting how sudden that cut is. Ooh. What the hell's going on with me today? Am I really about to give up and start scrolling on my phone? I should check my temperature. There might be something wrong with me. Don't feel like going to find the thermometer. How about a bet? 300 says the first article that pops up is an advertisement. There's always good news every night. Beloved school janitor given dance-off salute by students after having to postpone retirement for a third time. Double or nothing. Federal investigators recover Dennings girl. Well, congrats on no longer being kidnapped. But you just cost me 600, you little shit. Yuri Cafe was cool. Thanks for shouting it out last night. Oh, yay! Yay, I'm glad you had fun. It was really, really nice. I wasn't there for very, very long, but it was very, very fun. It was cute. I hope they do it again next year. I was gonna say, speaking of, I'll bring it up again at the end of the stream, but tomorrow is gonna be our Ace Attorney cup sleeve. If you would like to do the same thing, but in a slightly different location and only about Ace Attorney. Oy. Oops. Oh, we gotta read this. Nation rejoices as the daughter of renowned philanthropist Joseph Dennings has been confirmed home safe and sound thanks to the efforts of federal investigators. Old techniques to tackle new challenges. Dennings originally rose to prominence as the CEO of Constancy Inc., a marketing firm specialized in virtual advertising. The previous market of active duty, uncharted market of active duty armed forces members. Serving them relevant, relatable, and automatically generated content that informed them about the products they wanted, waiting for them on their doorstep when they got home. Okay. Cool. Cool.
when he stepped down from CEO to focus on his philanthropy while also serving as COO. Okay. His daughter was kidnapped. Vicious attackers is a hell of a word for people who may have not even caused physical harm. This is a hell of a paragraph. A lesser man would have panicked, or worse, given in to their demands. This is a very, very large chunk of text that's not a direct quote. This article's a mess. There's so much that isn't quoted. It's a PR statement, really. Yeah, Morgan, I think you won your bet, actually. Also, honestly, PR statements are less heavy-handed than this, usually. Another question, if anything in these types of scenarios in the game come true, would the game count as aged well or aged poorly? I feel like I would consider relevancy a reason that something ages well. No matter how bleak the situation may be. The military's elite hostage retrieval squad. Miraculously. Are you as infuriated as we are by anti-authority outside actor anarchists inciting anxiety on our city streets anonymously? Who the hell wrote this? Join us in our push to make all internet searches tied directly to citizens' tax return ID. Motherfucker, shut up. How's that for long odds? What are the chances I see that name? Who the hell? Perfect timing, actually. Maybe chewing out Mire for keeping me in the dark is just the nightcap I need. That woman was like a black cat. We didn't even get to read our film noir thing. That woman was like a black cat. Charming, but when they darken your door a second time, you start to wonder if you aren't hexed. Hang on, that knock doesn't sound like Mide. Oi. That voice almost sounds like... Been up already, you shit. I better check the door cam. I knew it! I was like, I saw that green and I was like, wait a minute, Reyes. Detective? Is that you? Open up. Pardon? Is that open up? Hang on, are you... Don't pretend you can't hear me in your little creep cave, you little creep.
Close enough. Welcome back. Monitoring by Dekonina featuring Hatsune Miku. Detective Reyes, are you drunk? Yes. No. It's a crime for you to ask me that. Oh. I can just wave my badge hello to the door cam. And my door just unlocks like that? That cannot be illegal. Oh, it's not legal. What? Wait, what model of door is it? Oh yeah, for this model of door in this city zoning, it is legal for me to unlock your door like that. Guess Han had a point. Needing to make spare keys is a fair trade-off to avoid this bullshit. And since you just invited me in, I did not. Here I am, above the book. What is happening right now? Why are you ceiling all the way up there? You should kill to get a place this huge. What do you even do with this much space? Hang from the rafters like a bat? Echo. Echo, echo. Detective, this is absurd. Does anyone even know you're... Does anyone even know you're here? What? Let me check. Morgan. Detective Reyes, badge number 10806, reporting on all channels. Self-assignment, protective surveillance of suspected criminal target. Threat assesses medium to low target capabilities. Not a threat to self or others. Reporting in from... What's your address? Girl saw the new package of cookies on top of the fridge and got ideas for a second. Do not dox me to every cop in the city, Reyes. Reporting from address withheld. Any copies? Over. Copy. Copy. Cam saw you entering the building. Copy. You're reading your biomonitor. We've got you 10806. Yeah, we got you 10806. Have a quiet night. Are you finished? Hey, where's the snowball? What? She waves her hands in a rough approximation of something cloud-shaped. Snowball, Porky ball, matcha ball. Sarah's doing her job. Likely story. You probably make her sleep in a coffin in a parking garage. Going off David's setup, she might be more comfortable if I did. Is this booze? That's water. Oh, God. Can I do something for you this evening, detective? Or did you come here just to critique my interior decorating and knock shit over? I came here because I'm drunk, and I'm drunk because you're in danger. No, other way around. I drank because I was pissed, and Kaz and everyone told me to go home. Even though he shot a guy only a few hours ago, I'm the one who's too emotional and too useless. So I came here to catch a bad guy. Because you are defending that cop killer. Uh-huh. It was also an orca killer, a whale cop killer. Killer whale cop. Every goddamn idiot in the city wants to shoot him. And also you, because you're a stinking lawyer. Thanks? And I'm a cop. Cops are supposed to protect people. Even stinky lawyers. Thanks. So I'll park myself right here and catch the next assassin they send after you. And lock him up and throw away the key. And if I accidentally save your life too, that's okay. Even if you don't deserve it. You could have just stopped talking. I can stop talking easy. Do you really not have anything to drink? I'm not sure I want to drink with you, detective. Who invited you? Oh my god. Reyes. You're the host, do whatever, but I am gonna do what I gotta do, and where the hell's the screw top? If I have to host a drunk Detective Reyes for the rest of the night, as I evidently do, girl, just kick her out. Suppose I didn't force myself to go through the ordeal sober. I'll get a bottle opener, Detective Morgan. Morgan, this is a terrible idea. Oh shit. I said I'll get it. Morgan, this is a bad idea. Oh my god, are you stupid? Both of you. Both of you. Hooray for democracy! This is gonna be gold. Oh shit, I didn't read that. Wait. This is the best part of the vid where he breaks down the horsepower. Are we watching car videos with Reyes because she's drunk as shit? For years, they all abided by this gentleman's agreement where the engines would have horsepower capped at 270 or so. To avoid this like arms race of engineering in a country with such a huge street racing scene. Right. But the crazy part is they were building and selling cars with 300 plus horsepower. Two dudes reviewing movies sitting on a couch YouTube series. Yeah. Oh, this is so good. And they all just listed the horsepower as 270 domestically. Yeah. And God, everybody knew it. I mean, they were selling the same car with the same engine. Fun fact, a horse has an average 10 horsepower. Oh, that isn't what I would expect. I would think 1. Yet sitting as far apart as Morgan can manage. This is incredible. The same goddamn torque rating in 2 different countries. And then they were saying, oh, I don't know. I think this is 276. That's crazy. I was born in the wrong generation. It really helps that I'm like drinking water during this, so I'm just taking sips during Reyes' dialogue. Oh, I'll die without even knowing what gasoline smells like. Gasoline is odorless. That's what makes the fact fun. You're right. What? It's odorless. They added a strong smell during refinement so that leaks could be noticeable. That's natural gas, you dummy. Scared me for a second, jeez. If you're gonna try and ruin something for me that I never even had a chance of experiencing, you better get it right. Doesn't know the difference between gas and gasoline. So, you knew Chopin? So you knew Chopin? God. We dated, okay? Happy? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that explains why she was taking it so personally. I wouldn't have guessed that. For how long? Once? There's not a lot. Duh, I know. Oh, never mind. It was such a shitty date. Where's uniform? Like, I was supposed to salute. God, was he cheap. I said, what'd you tip the bartender? And he got all confused. He just handed me 2 cans. Why would I tip? Because you tipped the goddamn bartender, man. That's why. I always tell when someone grew up with money. Yeah, you just can't hide it. Maybe none of them ever learned the decency to try. Rockford's not so bad. I mean, it's obvious still, but the airhead part kind of offsets it. Yeah, that's... What do you mean? Emma comes from money? You didn't notice? I noticed and you didn't, Morgan? I noticed and Morgan didn't notice? Bro, I'm pretty sure her parents are council members, one of them at least. Guess even you can tell a joke. Worst date I've ever been on. Waitress looked like she was gonna stab him. You'd think he was allergic to salt with all the nitpicking he did. And then he has the balls to tip 10%. That is bad. Oh, what do you know? You probably haven't been on a date since the 60s. Morgan has a tendency to tunnel vision when it comes to Emma, maybe. Morgan only saw 2 things about Emma and Morgan only saw 2 things about Emma and has been staring at them every time they speak. How old do you think I am? I was talking about the tip. Views her with rose-colored glasses. Pondering her orbs. What tip? Oh, the tip. Well, yeah, but still, do you even have a dating profile? Or do you just hang around funeral homes and castles and shit looking for other creatures of the night? I don't have a dating profile. You met Chopin through an app? Yeah, a dating app for cops. Are you kidding? There's a dating app for cops? Yeah, just for cops. Just for all. That's so fucking funny. That's so fucking funny. Why is it called Just for All if it's just for cops? Is it... Oh, it's a pun. Well, not really a pun. Wordplay. Play on words for justice for all. Ah! It's the cop catchphrase. We say it all the time when we catch people. There's an app for everyone. Probably even lawyers with sun allergies. I don't think there's an app for me. Hang on, let me project a hologram of the world's smallest violin out of my eye socket. Apps suck anyway. This one I matched, she was terrible. Her teeth. She was trying to smile or some shit. She was all teeth. I think it was her first kiss. You remember your first? I don't know why everyone's always so concerned with firsts. What else that mean? Don't worry about it. I have never once given a second thought to anything you say, so get that straight. She's bisexual, I knew that! I want to slap the guy's dumb face at the end of that date. But then I didn't even recognize him. When Lana and I came in, he was face down. Whole floor, blood, just blood and paper. Couldn't turn him over, had to preserve the scene. Just had to leave him there. Sorry. Sorry? I'm not sorry, I'm angry. You seem to get angry a lot. You been to anger management? You know what that's about? Managing anger? You being calm, not letting your emotions control you. I'm great at all of that. If you say so. I do say so. With what I'm feeling most of the time, I'm a goddamn saint with how calm I stay. I'm just too small. Little hole in the bottom of a big water tower. Fills up faster than it'll ever drain. If I was big, I'd trample this whole city down long, long before my anger's gone. Didn't even seem like people from the hall. Just two people-shaped things, face down in blood. Sosuke and Chopin? They were both face down? What? Yeah. Because Rogers was cuffing Sosuke on the ground? Rogers, what a klutz. That guy couldn't cuff a cow. A cow? I don't know. Something that'd cuff easily. A dress shirt? Oh, what do you want? A round of applause? Everyone clap for the world's greatest, wordsmith? Just shut up. Face down. Fascinating scene. Indeed. Persuading her to remove her shoes and socks before tossing her up the stairs was the very upper limit of my patience. Making it off the floor and onto the bed is up to her. I don't care. I can sleep on my couch. I could sleep in my chair if I had to. I can fall asleep in any position, actually. It's so awesome that they both have to live with the memory of having done this forever. Yeah, well, I don't know. Reyes is pretty drunk, but... not actually worth bragging about, especially to myself. So now a homicide detective knows where I live. Guess the address is on the business card. Downside of a home office. At least it's fun to imagine how sick she'll be tomorrow. Dude, she's not gonna be hungover at all. Watch. Can't remember a time I got that drunk, thankfully. Can't remember a time I got that mad. And the last time I cried. Screw this. Introspection's a scam. Not nearly so flush that I can afford to waste time on it. Girl. Oh my god, stop smiling like that. Yes, you found a teacher's missing key card. No, you're not Sherlock Holmes. Imagine Reyes waking up. Yeah, I was gonna say, imagine Reyes waking up from being blackout drunk on Morgan's bed. She's gonna be so mad, or perhaps some other thing. I was gonna say, if nothing has convinced me on Morg Reyes, it's probably that scene. It would be so funny. Or whoever's lawyer was. Oh wow, they can say Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, because it was published after the bullshit. Oh, I'm sure you're gonna be the most popular kid in school overnight now. Well, I wasn't being that sarcastic. You better hope it's somewhat true. Deadline for your little club sign-up period is next week, isn't it? Wait, what bullshit? Oh, the thing with Sherlock Holmes is that he was not in public domain yet, and the Doyle estate was really dodgy about... the Doyle estate was really dodgy about how his likeness, as it were, could be used. Which is, like, part of the reason, probably, that he is named Sherlock Holmes in the Great Ace Attorney, because it was just, I think, a year... like a couple years too early. Oh, did it enter public domain? Yeah, last year, I think, or the year before. It was 2024 or 2025. Pretty sure. It's very, very recent that the entirety of Sherlock Holmes entered public domain. Wow, I can't believe that I thought that was common knowledge. Yeah, the bit is that Sherlock Holmes was not in public domain, and so it's part of a lot of what is responsible for the asshole Sherlock Holmes, the asshole Sherlock Holmes interpretation is because the very general summary of that case, as this is ominously happening behind me, the very general summary of that is, one, this was not actually like a legitimate argument at all, but somehow it kept working, is my understanding of it. Okay, Sherlock Holmes, though, was popularized by Maurice LeBlanc and put into public domain right away. Yes, because it was not technically Sherlock Holmes. The thing about it was that the earlier Sherlock Holmes novels, or not novels, I guess novels and short stories, he was not as warm of a character as he was in later stories. And I believe that's attributed to Conan Doyle, like, experiencing some loss in his family. I want to say it might have been one of his children, or maybe a parent. And so he started making Holmes a bit of a nicer character. And so generally, the Doyle estate, which to my understanding was not actually his family, would argue that, oh, if Sherlock Holmes is too nice, then you're violating his later works that had not yet entered the public domain, which is a really bullshit claim. I distinctly remember them saying something along the lines, because I looked it up at one point because I was like, that can't be right. But apparently they were like, oh yeah, the matter of whether or not you are, like, allowed to use Sherlock Holmes is a matter of character. So it depended on his personality, which is really, really vague and not really a great way to enforce things. That said, now it's in public domain, so you can do whatever the hell you want. Deadline for your little club sign-up period is next week, isn't it? Actually, you'll need to find 4 members. I'm gonna be out that day. Family thing. What a face. You show everyone puppy dog eyes that pathetic? Look, if you're gonna be a lawyer, you'll need to get better at reading fine print. See? You need 5 members to found a club. But if you have at least 2 students present at the qualification time, you can get an extension. I mean, even you can get 1 person to join, right? Just use that winning personality of yours. It's a family thing. I can't say no. Nothing. I didn't say anything. Alrighty. So, I need your thoughts on those dream sequences. I'm gonna save. Because that is gonna be where I want to end things. But I am wondering so hard who the hell Morgan's little friend is. Who the hell is that? Who is Morgan's classmate? Because I have no idea who it could be. God. That had to have been during high school. What kind of school was she going to? What was she like? Oh, God. Immediate thought is first kids __. No, I think you might be right. When did she start killing? But also, yeah, might be your first guess. I wonder who it was. It's reminding me a lot of like a very, like RPG maker backstory, like tragic backstory trope, or like an anime trope of like, weird kid gets crush on, or like weird kid starts hanging out with a more popular, like more well-liked kid, and it like starts to have a crush on them, and they're like their only one nice genuine friend, and as soon as they get to like actually talk about their feelings, the nice person suddenly does a 180 and is like, oh, I was just doing that because I felt bad for you. You didn't think that was like real, right? Like that's the vibes that I'm getting. Oh God. I don't know if we're gonna find out much more about this person in this chapter. I do wonder. Anyway, that's going to be where I end things tonight, because I do have a somewhat early morning. And the reason that I have an early morning is that if you are in the Chicago area, my close good friend Maddie and I, who were at the Yuri Cafe earlier today as Emma and Morgan, are going to be hosting our own event, which is the Ace Attorney Present Your Pride cup sleeve in Umeiti in Chinatown. So if you come by, we're going to have cup sleeves. You can get a cup sleeve with a purchase of a drink. And then you can hang with us as we decorate top loaders and give out some freebies and hold a charity raffle to support the Brave Space Alliance, which is a organization here in Chicago that focuses on getting resources out to queer folks in the community, things like food and housing resources and whatnot. So we will be doing that. Yeah, it should be a fun time. I'm very excited. I'm gonna be cosplaying Dahlia. We can take a bunch of pictures. We're gonna yap about lawyers all day. It's very fun. A lot of people at the Yuri Cafe earlier today were like, oh, you guys are the Ace Attorney people. We're gonna be there tomorrow. And I heard there's also a link click event, I think literally down the street from ours. So that should be fun. People are probably going to be coming and going from both of those because it's nice outside, or it should be. It's been very, very hot out. Anyway, what is coming up next? Tomorrow is going to be that, so I will not be doing my Full Metal Alchemist watch parties. The Monday coming up, we're probably going to be finishing Cabernet. Me and Trav are probably going to be done with it, I think, based on where we're at in, like, where I said to pause in the story. I'm pretty sure we're finishing Cabernet. If folks would like to see indie vampire visual novel about a young woman doctor in the late 1890s in a fictional Eastern European nation, as she gets involved with some really real shit involving the government. And what the government is doing to its people in this small town in this sort of like ending arc. so that'll be fun. Yeah, Cabernet is gonna be probably finished Wednesday. I'm not entirely sure what I will be streaming, but possibly Yakuza 0, possibly more Okami, possibly Hades 2. I don't know. It's whatever the fuck Wednesday. And then the following Friday, I should be doing the trial phase of this case.
Yippee!
Yarg. All right. That's gonna be it for tonight. The only person awake right now is Ozzy that I can raid. So we're going to raid Ozzy again. I keep having to raid and run because I have an early start, but we're going to go over to Ozzy's stream. He is playing Persona 5 Strikers, I believe for the first time. So go have fun over there in his chat. I have to go to bed. I will see some of you in person tomorrow at the Cup Sleeve event, and I will see everybody else on the internet. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for coming. Yippee.